But now we're live.
Bam.
Oh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, crunchy compadres.
Crunchy compadres.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
Is this an ASMR stream again?
Oh God! Look, I didn't.
Ooh, that's the name of my new Monster of the Week hack, Crunchy Compadres.
Fantastic.
It has been a little bit since we've had such a full group here. I'm so happy for that.
Oh boy.
Hello.
No, is that the new theme music? That doesn't sound very
Maybe.
Blades in the Dark Sea.
That was me not muting my computer.
All right. So, welcome everyone to session 12 of our little Blades in the Dark campaign, Doskvol Dalliances. It is so good to have so many people here. We are going to do a brief recap, but first I'm going to do the thing where I just go around and just remind us who you are and who you play. What you play. Who you play.
What am I, a monster?
I mean, make sure I have everybody on the right.
And that way for some of us.
Apparently, that's at issue for some folks. But speaking of which, let's go clockwise and start with Nat. Nat,
Hi,
who you playing tonight?
I'm Nat. I play Ophthalmalia Strangford, the damp whisper who communes with the Void Sea. And I kill people, apparently.
I mean, okay, apparently all of you do, except maybe I so far.
Also,
I haven't killed anyone yet.
According to Kyle,
I would argue that
I'm
I've
a
killed
monster.
a ghost. Does that mean I've killed negative people?
No.
Yes.
It doesn't work.
Yep.
No.
Yep, I just killed -1 person.
Okay. Also, speaking of killers, what's up, Forda?
Hi, I'm Forda. I'll be playing your resident Mothman Rhodes. He's quickly unraveling, and I am living for it. Yeah.
Unraveling is a thing that is happening. I think it's not just Rhodes that's unraveling, but it is certainly one of the people who are. Let's see. Chase, what's going on, buddy?
On the note of characters that are unraveling, hi, I'm Chase. At Promonger on Twitter. I will be playing Bart, or on the job, Beryl. He is an Lorge boy who does Lorge things and has not technically killed anyone yet.
Is that true? That's not true. No. False, fake news, because there was the scholar down in the vault. The old man.
Did I?
Yes.
That was an accident. I was unconscious when my body contacted him.
Okay, I will point out that when you kill someone during the commission of a felony, it counts as murder.
Oh, okay, that's fair. But
I mean, Barrow literally traumatized out getting hit by lightning, and then his body landed on top of this old dude, who then got killed by said lightning.
Tackled him. As soon as he saw the old man, he rushed in and tackled him.
I was going for a grapple.
Okay.
And then I got electrocuted and we went kathunk.
But if you kill someone during the commission of an assault, I feel like... Anyway.
I mean, legally speaking, I have no ground.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Batman, hypocrisy, ethics, yeah, maybe.
Okay.
I think that scholar is alive and Kyle is fake news.
That could well be true, but it's not. Rand, what's up, Rand?
What up? How's it going, everybody? It's me, Radlab. I'm gonna be playing my character. His name is gonna be Grime Infra. No, I'm gonna be playing Wife, who is gonna be your arm ratcheting weird Tycherosi spider. Also, I just want to say, like, Crunchy Companions is you literally build 4 other people and you play the one other person in the group, and then they all get eaten. And you have to watch them all die. You watch your creations get eaten by monsters as you try and traverse a dungeon.
Is this your next game design challenge?
I'm just saying, Crunchy Companions, you're the idea that you just said about a game. And
Okay.
I was just telling you. I was giving you an idea for it.
Cool. And our final crunchiest compadre, Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jessie. This is Gnocchi.
Hello, Gnocchi.
And I am playing our spooky whisper. Thank you, Gnocchi, for bumping my volume up all the way. Eyes, or Elizabeth, or Liza, depending on how much she likes you. Now Gnocchi's sitting on my headphones, so I guess I'll be down here.
I have never heard Liza for her before.
Liza is her friend name in our chat.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, cool.
Because, like, Eyes is
There's
supposed to be a
literally
code
one
name.
person who's allowed to call her that, and it's Beryl, and I don't think anybody else can.
I think Avi has called her Liza before.
I've
Yeah.
done it at least one important moment.
Sure, but was that with
Possible.
permission? That's the question.
I mean,
Yes,
Eyes wasn't
we're
there, so we
friends
don't really know.
So, we find ourselves, for the first time, I think, since we started this campaign, beginning a session mid-score, because last week was the first time where we ended a session mid-score because it was getting late, and oh my god, y'all had me. As I told Rand before the game tonight, it was probably obvious to anybody who was there or watching. I was seriously just making shit up as we were going along because I had no idea what was happening. But then I sat down and tried to pull the threads back together. So, I am curious if one of the three of you who were there last week would like to fill in the other two on what this score is that y'all are doing that magically somehow Beryl and Rhodes are going to suddenly be participating in, which is fine because y'all left a location, so it'll make sense. But what are y'all up to? What's going on?
I feel like it's Avi's.
I feel like it is the Avi's obligation.
Avi's
to-
obligation.
As
Avi's
I
connection.
look
It's
at my notes
it's obviously
furiously.
Avi.
It's obviously Avi.
Right.
I watched that Disney
Obviously.
Channel original movie.
Also, we just need to do. Now we're gonna walk out, and it's gonna be a Reservoir Dogs thing where from each side of the camera, we're gonna have Beryl and
they
then
just come in.
Rhodes.
And there's not
And
going to
then-
be a weird demon to like just mess up our Reservoir Dogs.
Oh, I'm going to tell you some things about
mean,
Chase in a minute.
I'm not
about
sure
Chase.
about-
I mean about Beryl.
I'm not sure
So-
about.
No, tell me about Chase, Kyle. Tell me.
No, I
So-
will.
We talk about my demons. Do we have enough time on this stream?
No, we do not.
No, we don't. If we can't talk about my demons,
Or
I don't
mine.
want to even get into yours. So.
Ran demons or bust. That's it.
So, Avi.
So we learned about an assassin by the name of Polonia Morriston, who kills government officials by disintegrating them into little itty bitty bitsies. And they killed somebody by the name of Narcus. Well, they killed a bunch of people. And
As
our-
assassins do.
Yeah, as assassins do. But our snaky friends that we made at the
Good snaky boys.
with the
Snake.
veil, named Quest.
And
was our
Moon Eyes.
contact.
No, I mean Roland was the snaky boy. Quest was the
Quest.
moon.
That's what I said.
With
Quest
the
was our
moon
contact.
eyes.
Okay.
There was a snaky boy I didn't write down the name of because I am
was-
a flawed human being.
Roland. Roland
Roland.
Valaris.
Quest was our contact and was like, there's this assassin, Polonia Morrison, who's active again after a long time. They murder people. We're worried about who they're gonna murder, presumably so that they don't murder someone they care about or themselves. So we went, well, they killed wealthy people in the government, so maybe there's some connection to the Strangford family. We found a Dunville family. I was distracted by words because I'm very ADD today.
Sorry.
And we went, all right, there's this person named Aldo, I think, who is related to somebody who got killed by Polonia named Narcus, and we can go talk to them because there's old connections. And then we went to talk to them, and we learned that the people who get killed have connections to the church, the ecstasy of the flesh. And then
And
we
it was specifically all of them being either of or promoted to the same rank. Was that right?
I don't
Or
think
like
so.
higher.
No, all of them
I
had
think we
some
asked
level
that.
of responsibility. I specifically told you, because I just went back and rewatched, that they were not all elders in the church.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Okay.
That's good. I'm glad that I.
And we got that
misremembered.
information, and then we were pushing for a little more, and we ran out of time.
Okay.
Well, we did get a
That too.
possible target, which was
Who's that?
Christoph Dunval.
Christoph, right? I have that written down.
That was one of your... Yeah, there are some potential targets. I also want to... Just two quick housekeeping notes. Those of you who can see... You players who can see Roll20 and you see some stuff with the clocks. Those clocks do not take effect the faction clocks until the score ends. That's just me being prepared, because technically that's when factions do their things. But I didn't want to be doing it during the game. So, don't worry about those. The other thing is timing. Anybody have a hard stop tonight?
I would prefer to be done by 11 my time.
You're Eastern, right?
Yeah.
That's literally all I can remember.
Oh,
about
I
you.
keep forgetting that somebody
3
in
more
here
hours.
is West Coaster.
Rand's West Coaster.
and a Central.
There he is.
Yeah, there's 2 West Coast.
Me and
2
Tyler Central.
Like literally, it's divided up. We're just missing
I'm
mountains.
the only East Coaster.
No, Fort is East Coast.
Florida's East
No, I'm
Coast.
saying like other than Florida.
Yeah.
I'm the only
yeah.
East Coast.
That's right, because
We
East
need someone
Coast
to move to Denver.
East Coast has this idea
Or
that
Tucson.
like they're the real time zone, but
So,
Oh,
No.
wow, shots fired. It would also be convenient for me if I could end by 8
okay, fine.
Pacific time.
Okay, thanks.
no idea what.
All right, we'll try. That will largely be dependent on y'all.
Tuesday.
Okay, so you spoke with Aldo Dunville, who is the husband of Christoph Dunville, who is the son of, I don't remember the first name, but Lord Dunville. That's where you were. So, Rhodes and Company, what would you like to do? You left that place. I don't know where you were going. You finished your audience with the son-in-law.
Were we just done?
No, we don't actually know who the target is.
Oh no, but I feel like insofar as discrete excursions go, I feel like we're done with this one.
Oh, I mean, but this technically wasn't enough to be a score, right?
Are
No,
you
this was
going
just
back
like a.
and reporting that Christoph is the target?
No,
Okay, then you're not done.
fulfilling a mission does not mean we've filled. It's not the
Yeah. I think you're done at that
technical
locale,
score.
that particular investigative thread of let's go talk to them. So that's my question: is where do you go next?
Wherever that.
the fam to
Pot
talk out
was.
the clues.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea what we're.
Let me turn
supposed
this
to-
around. Bart and Rhodes.
There we go.
Now that you out of character have some sense of what's going on, what were your characters doing during this part of the score? Since apparently you're present after all.
That's a good question.
Were you off maybe investigating some other thing to look for? The thing that you do know is that previously the previous victims, as noted, were not just government officials, but later on you found that they were all had some level of responsibility. Doesn't necessarily mean religious or whatever, at the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh, which is A, the state government, and B, super metal as a name. I mean,
Right. I mean, yeah. Yeah. White's next move would be to go to the church via one of our contacts and try and figure out what they had more in common, because we have no idea still anything other than like, yeah, they're in the church. Cool. I mean,
but
that doesn't mean
and that doesn't necessarily mean that tells you who, like, you've been focusing on commonalities in past victims. That doesn't tell you necessarily who Polonia is going after this time and why, who hired her and what and all of that.
right, but we were still trying to figure out where her lair in Night Marker was, because that's
Yeah,
inevitably where we're supposed to go.
I mean, is it? And have you?
I mean, that's what the job was, right?
The job is to find out who is the target of,
right, and she
of Polonia.
specifically works out of Night Market.
Correct.
That was one of the rules.
Correct.
Can we do the detective thing where we go, okay, if we take these aspects as true, who do we know as potential targets? How many people can be ranking members next to your flesh and also government officials? Can that narrow down to like 7?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that I can think of doing outside of that is just looking at night market and trying to figure out where they would be, like where their
Yeah.
base would be, because that's the only thing that, I mean, that's technically all we were supposed to do. We were just trying to find commonalities so that we would have a better idea.
Yeah. Like
But
ear to the ground in night market and cross-referencing feel like the only obvious courses forward to me right now.
Right, me too. Like, unless there's some obvious clue that I'm missing, these two things, which are like desperate strings that in reality would never actually work.
So I guess what I'm asking is, does anybody have a better idea?
Yeah.
Within the ear to the ground and night market idea, was there a commonality in the like actual assassination method?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. They use
Fancy bullets.
bullets that destroy the soul so that there's no ghost left over.
They destroy the body, and there have always been spirit wardens
And
in
there
the
have always been
vicinity.
spirit wardens nearby.
Right.
Okay.
I wrote disintegrator rifle.
Yeah, it was.
So they have
So-
ties to spirit wardens, which is troublesome.
Yeah. Was the spirit wardens
Or a
an
very
intentional
good
decision
plan.
on the assassin's point, where it's like can only kill when within certain proximity, or are the spirit wardens actively involved?
Or the spirit wardens, I believe, are linked to the church. So
Right.
that
Yeah,
might
I
be
think
what
they were-
caused
they
them
were,
to be around.
They were purposely. It was.
Escorts?
Yeah.
Escorts, thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know if
So-
spirit wardens are escorts exactly. Womp womp. I don't know if they were their vice
Definitely
purveyors.
Hey-o.
Sorry.
So,
Well, then,
I think. What the hell is happening with my microphone? You see that?
Just
Ominous.
going places.
Yeah, it's like, tell me
Once.
more. Tell me more. Tell
Like,
me
does he
more.
have a car? Tell me more. Tell me.
Oh,
Anyway.
oh my
so that's
Yo,
a
that song was
throwback.
on
I
the
have
radio the
not
other
heard
day and
that
it made me
song
want to
in
die.
ever.
So anyway, I'm moving way past that.
Why? What's the problem, Kyle?
Because my spousal unit loves that song and I do not.
Oh,
So,
well.
or that whole musical in general, actually.
Mhm.
Stuck in my head.
The you could certainly put your ear to the ground in night market and try to find out what said assassin has been up to.
Sort of prep ourselves
Sort
to
of
interrupt.
Focus. Your
We're not-
job is not to interrupt the
We're
assassination.
not trying to stop the assassination.
Because for all you,
We just need
for
to,
all
we just
you
need to find out
know,
the target.
in fact, for all your patron knows, they may well be happy with the assassination. They just want to know who it is.
I have a question, Kyle.
Yes.
Because we are theoretically on a score. Can I have a
Yes.
flashback where we had
You can
our
absolutely do
Hey,
that.
new,
Flash!
a flashback where we had our fancy new gang, comb the streets in night market?
No.
I was just about to ask that.
Or you have two crew members right here. Right, we're looking at them. I can see them, or at least I can see their players,
So
who could be doing stuff that was not on screen with the other three. That maybe these two were off combing the streets of night market. Yes.
I do like the idea better of the new shiny new gang doing the combing, because I had a question about an earlier thread you mentioned. You said that they had not gone after a first set of options and instead went to talk to the Strangfords.
So they went to talk to the Dunvilles, using
Okay.
Avmalia's connections as a Stringford, which
They
is a
used to
whole
know
thing.
us.
All right. And so what was... Sorry, I completely blanked on that earlier information
What was
as you were
the...
explaining the score.
Yes,
The score.
the score. Right. No, the thread they didn't pull on at all was they've been pulling exclusively on the thread of past victims and not what is that assassin up to right now. There's been no
Okay.
investigation of that. Just what did the
Guess
assassin
I
do?
guess-
What are the commonalities on their victims in the past?
I guess I assumed being an assassin, it wouldn't be possible to just be like, well, where are they?
Yeah, I mean, that was my assumption as well, was we needed to do more detective work before we asked the question, hey, look, an assassin, let's figure out where they buy their bread.
I'm not telling you what
But
you
wait.
can or can't do. I'm just saying that that so far all you've done is focus on past victims. What you can or cannot do is not up to me.
Is it a known quantity who this assassin is and what they look like? Things like that?
You have the assassin's name.
We have the assassin's name. We don't know what they look like.
Okay. Yeah, no, my detective brain is saying needs more input before
Right.
it can output.
So what are the questions that you want to ask?
That's
Are
a good
you
question.
are you wanting to find out what they look like, for example?
Yeah. I really want to know what they look like so we can tail this person.
Okay.
Who are they? Where are they going? Who hired them?
That's
my big
how do
one.
they?
Who-
Not how do they kill, but like
How are you going to find out what they look like? Tell me that. That's my question. 'Cause that'll
don't
determine
know,
what
because-
that'll determine what kind of role.
well,
How would you go about if there's a known assassin who used to be active and hasn't been active in a while? How would you find out what they looked like? You know that the assassin is female.
Okay.
You do know that because you have their
is this question open to the
Well,
group?
No,
I would go look into places where one can buy/make these disintegration rounds they use and start asking there.
Okay. Yeah. And eyes, in answer to your question, really I'm asking Bart and Rhodes right now.
Okay.
To try to give them a chance to get caught up a little bit and participate in the fiction somehow. So, how are you going to go find that out? Really, I'm trying to figure. Just get the fiction around what kind of action you're going to do, because we'll do an
definitely-
action roll.
Gun experts in night market, just like people who deal in munitions, right?
Sure.
Ideally ones that like recognize this and we're like chill with. Not necessarily we go to them frequently because we don't buy guns. We prefer to do weird, horrifying rituals to kill people, but
At least one of you, two of you,
Yeah.
counting Davina. But Char and Davina have done that sort of thing, so you might have some connections. But I think, it sounds like you are trying to socialize with contacts, or you are trying to look for opportunities.
Yeah, just take the new gang and beat the crap out of a bunch of people who buy bullets. There you go. Look, you solved it. Boom.
boom.
No.
Basically bravos.
Exactly.
You know, we're
Also
really
start
working
a-
towards that, though.
Yeah. Also
So-
start extorting them at the same time. I mean,
So
look, lots of things.
What I'm asking is if Bart and Rhodes are, as you're going around night market trying to find out where this type of special ammunition might get sold, are you trying to do that by consorting or by surveying or something else? Certainly, those are just what sounds like what you were saying, but you tell me.
I feel like probably consorting, unless there's
Yeah.
a strong lean towards surveying where we just want to see the dealings
I'd
and goings
rather
on
consort because that opens up possibility to
Okay.
pull some threads.
directly
Alright.
interact.
Okay.
I don't
Yeah.
know if either you have study, but you could study where the bullets might be made.
I do
I
not.
do have study, but I gotta find where the bullets came from before I can figure out where they were made.
So I'm gonna say you off doing that part are going to be starting off in a controlled position.
Okay.
And your effect, I think, is going to be limited by default. So, do you want to add any bonus dice by pushing yourself, the devil's bargains, helping each other, exchanging position for effect, any of that sort of thing? Now that I've told you
I'll
it's
always
controlled
entertain a
limited.
devil's bargain. Also, who's
So-
rolling this?
Sounds like
Probably
Rhodes
they
is.
better for. Oof.
Should probably do a group action so that
You
can
could
be
just
synchronized.
Organized.
I would like to take advantage of synchronized because
And I also
Rhodes does
will-
not have any dots in consort.
right. And I will also use foresight to give you guys a dot or a die.
Nice.
Okay, so we're doing a group action. Sounds like it is Beryl and Rhodes doing a consort at controlled limited. Let's
I
Sure,
just
that
want to
was Vardy.
clarify. My main goal is to find out who sells disintegration rounds.
Who sells disintegration rounds? Perfect.
Like,
That is the...
not.
No, I appreciate that.
'Cause I feel like that's a specialty bullet type.
I think
Yeah.
that's fair.
That people with tinkering would make.
All right. Well, do you want to make that roll, or do you want to make any tweaks before you make your roll? Sorry, I'm looking. Feel free to discuss it amongst yourselves. I'm just trying to look some stuff up now that I
We
know.
could do
what
Devil's
you're looking for.
Bargain. We could push for effect.
Okay.
I would like to point out that us other people could actually assist with Bound in
Right.
Darkness.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
true.
mean,
If we can find
I'm
a
already.
narrative way to have it make sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already using foresight, so
Yeah.
that's helping that way. Because
I'll
to
come
help
over.
with Bound in Darkness, you just spend the one stress, right? It's
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
in your mind that you have to spend the stress, right?
It lets you spend a stress to engage in
Right.
a group action with
Sure.
someone else.
Yep.
So I think it's on top of whatever you spend stress on.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. All right. I didn't know if it was on top or second.
I think.
But yeah, I haven't used foresight yet, so I'll use that to.
Hollow.
I want to offer Devil's Bargain, but I can't think of one.
Right. Same.
I have one.
Okay.
So as you're beating down this information, it somehow makes it back to Polonia that you're looking into her.
I think that's a perfect devil's bargain. Is you get an extra die.
I mean,
One of you. Well, okay. So here's the thing. It's a group action. So if I think only one of you should get the extra die. If both
Yeah.
of you do, then I think we increase the downside there to,
Yeah.
as
That
opposed
happens
to
just-
starting a clock.
Everybody hang out next to Barrel, and then he'll save our lives from getting disintegrated bullets. It's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Everybody hide behind the big. Hey, Barrel! Look, a big old gun. All right, we're good.
We're good. We're fine. It's fine.
I mean, to be clear, I wasn't suggesting start a clock first she finds out. I was suggesting she just finds out.
No, I know. That's what I mean.
Oh,
I'm
even
saying
better.
We
Okay.
hide behind Barrel in that point, and he
So
can take all the bullets.
So do y'all want to take? Do y'all want to take that? Take one of you take an
I'm
extra
into
die.
that.
Who's taking the extra die?
40, you want to take it so that we both got one?
sure.
Okay.
Porter's already at one because Rand used foresight.
Oh, okay, okay. Then
Yes.
Bart gets that one.
Yeah.
The bigger target gets it. Perfect. Easier shot.
Okay.
And
Okay.
do we want to trade one of those for effect? Is that a thing
If
we
it's
can do?
if it's control limited, yes, you should probably do risky
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah.
So tell me how you're doing that. You're just being. How are you being getting more effect by putting yourself out there more?
Honestly,
it's the devil's bargain. You can trade that for effect.
yeah.
That's like pushing.
And basically, I imagine the narrative justification is just asking more explicitly rather
Yeah,
than
we're
being
not-
like subtle about it. It's just sort of like, no, we're looking for this bullet that was used to like pop fools, which is a lot more suspicious a question than, oh, I'm shopping around. Do you happen to sell a gun that does these kinds of things? And oh, this would also be nice.
Do you have a gun that can shoot stone demons in the chest and hurt them? I'm just wondering for a friend if that's
For a friend.
possible.
For a friend, it's the holidays.
It's the holidays.
Yeah. By the way, the devil's bargain does not, is not what trades position for effect. That's a separate thing. You just trade
Okay.
position for effect. Period.
No, but you can
Oh,
also
yeah.
just push yourself to increase your effect level.
You can push
Yes.
yourself to it. That's not trading position for effect. That would make it
I was
controlled
conflating
standard.
the two. My bad.
Yes, if you can push yourself or devil's bargain just for increased effect without compromising your position. Correct.
Forgot about that. Cool. So doing that, I've got the bonus die from the Devil's Bargain. Rhodes has the bonus die from the Foresight. Let's go for it.
All right, let's see those rolls. 5,
That's what I was doing. You said it was controlled.
Controlled standard.
Yeah, standard. Yeah.
Or risky standard, sorry.
Standard.
Damn it. One sec.
I believe in you.
You got this.
It's been a bit. I'm a little
Understood.
bit.
Yo,
Understood. And a 1.
I have.
So whoever is leading takes a stress.
Alrighty.
I'll take that.
Okay. And as a result,
Good job, 5. Way to go. You did.
risky 5, you do it, but there's a consequence.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, so as you're just straight up asking who sells these things, we need to find out. We are interested in who has bought these things in the past, etc. You get a name, Jira, G-I-R-A, sorry, J-I-R-A, J-I-R-A, who is a known dealer in fine weaponry in Night Market. Not just munitions, but also they are also a master of blade crafting and so forth. In fact, Jira blades are coveted weapons as very fine daggers, but also sells this kind of unusual weaponry. However, in finding this information out, you realize that you have a tail. Somebody is following you. Because you were just a little too obvious in your questioning. You're not sure. You just keep seeing the same street urchin kind of keeping a little bit of a distance, but keeping their eyes on you.
Good. Let them follow us.
Okay?
Yeah. One of those things where sort of while perusing wares at some point, leaning over, just sort of being like, hey, Rhodes, you see that kid?
Yep.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Okay. So...
Where do we want to take them? That sounded a lot worse than I hoped it would. I'm sorry.
I don't want to
Cursed.
play in this team anymore.
You're gonna kidnap the kid? No, I'm not worried about that.
Really, but
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. We all understand each other. Moving on from that. So, where do y'all want to go? What do you want to do?
So we've got an aim, head in that direction.
Okay. So
We can head the back ways to see if we lose the tail or see if the tail makes a bad decision.
Trying to get right in my thing, but you can see there. You can see this kind of a shop. There we go. How's that? Because this back here is supposed to represent Night Market. I am mirrored, and I'm having difficulty looking at myself in the mirror. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. So, there is this stone building with heavy, clearly heavy locks on the door. As you walk in, there's a couple of toughs watching you, and Jira is this really effectively barrel-sized guy in the back, but older, right? Thick neck to the extent that he could be said to have a neck at all. Shaved head, the crossed arms, anchor tattoo on the forearms.
Yes.
And welcome to Jira's. What do you require?
Oh, I'm so into this.
yeah. Oh,
Do you
shit,
have
I'm sorry, you've thrown
an
me off.
engine for like a Nubian battle cruiser? I just
Anybody else getting like a Blinsky vibe?
A little bit.
Well, but
Blins.
I'm
But
sorry,
yeah.
you threw me off. I had a question and then that happened and it's gone.
his presence was just so overwhelming.
So
Oh shit.
Beryl, how about you?
I'm legitimately just gonna go, hello, how the hell are you? we're thinking we might start coming here for some business here or there. I don't know yet, but is it cool if we like look around, shoot the shit, talk a little bit, talk a little shop or something?
Yes, what is it you look for? Jira help you. Jira slow, but Jira powerful and can provide what you need.
I can understand that. I'm gonna offer a hand for a big, powerful.
Oh yeah, he goes
sweaty-
in.
Oh yeah,
And he gives you exactly the same kind of handshake that.
we get a nice
Too
tight
many
zoom in.
pencils,
Yeah, it's like that. It's like the Rocky and Mr. T, whoever just like yeah, and
The meme from Commando.
exactly just yes, that's exactly what it is. And he looks at you, and he nods, and he's like, "You looking for firearms? You look for blades? You look for more of the bludgeoning?"
I'm a little partial to bludgeoning myself. I'm shopping for a friend right now, though.
Yes, of course. Everything
They're,
here
a-
is
they're a
very
little bit more
discreet.
they're a little bit more the
guns.
Rudy Tooty point and shooty kind of type.
Rudy Tooty point and shooty. I like this. You are very funny, I think.
Thank you. I like you too. So yeah, so let me be straight up. So bullets are used to kill things. We can
we
agree
don't.
on that. Okay. All right. So bullets. What you're going to be pointing the bullets at?
Hunting.
Yes, hunting. So bullets. What you're going to be pointing those bullets at? You're not going to want that to make a ghost because that's its own like issue. Then the feds are down on you, and that's irritating as hell. Do you have bullets that would like make that ghost thing not a thing?
You speak of electroplasmic ammunition.
Yeah, that. I'm a little dumb. It's not really my
You are
forte.
looking to shoot the ghosts. This is a good thing, I think.
Yeah,
Yes.
because out of character, this is the kind of bullets we're looking for. Oh, all right.
They are
So-
not.
Those bullets do exist, which is why
Yeah.
Jira will tell you yes.
Yeah,
But those
So
are definitely
I'm gonna,
not the kind of bullets you're looking for.
I'm gonna
You
look,
need, like-
lean in and just sort of be like, so my friend
About the sort
doesn't
that
tend
make-
to shoot
I
ghosts.
feel like, this is just a suggestion,
Yeah.
but as a tinker, Rhodes knows a hell of a lot about this sort of thing.
This is true.
Rhodes can jump in.
Forda
if
is a
he
little
wants to.
overwhelmed, I think, by Jira's big, bold personality.
Because like I've got this mental picture of someone in my mind that I'm just like, yes, you would be my favorite character in anything ever.
Yeah. Yeah. At the moment, Barrel's kind of like leaning the play dumb so that it's harder to trace back, but like Rhodes is more than welcome at any point to
And
be
he does
educated.
step in and he's like, no. Less for dealing with the ghosts, though those are useful. More for destroying the evidence.
Oh, it's interesting. I do have stock of these sort of disintegration rounds, huh?
Yes.
You understand. It is Jira is discreet, but is better not to know who bullets or what bullets are for. Yes?
Yes.
Jira cannot reveal secret that Jira never knows in first place.
This is fair.
So, you wish disintegration rounds. I am only one in city who can provide these in significant quantities, huh? So, you tell Jira how many you want. Jira get them for you. And we make a deal where we're both happy, huh?
How long does it take to get those bullets?
You are in luck. I have a batch in production right now. They can be ready by tomorrow, depending how many you need. But I
Okay.
can have perhaps another dozen ready at that time.
So are these in high demand? If we want
No.
to come back for these, it's not. No, okay.
These are no. I rarely have other customers seek for these because, they are not cheap. You see. And yes, but as I said, I do have one batch in production at this moment. Oh, there's a kitty. Sorry. Sorry, I had to break character for. No, I had to. No, that was not in character.
Stray cat.
I think. Oh, you bring Kitty here. Very good. Look at the little furry friend.
I've decided that Jira 100% has a bodega cat.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Kitty.
yes.
Yeah, except that Jira's like shop cat, their eyes. No, not their eyes, because somebody's gonna flip out. Nope. Take it back on the eyes.
Keep going.
No,
Keep going.
Keep going.
Follow your original idea.
but anyone who could see into the ghost field could see an odd swirling ghost field emanation around their tail as their tail moves around. Oh, look at Kitty. I think Kitty very helpful, eh? Keep the rats out. I have little patience for rats.
I'm gonna
If we
nod knowingly and make
understand
some
each
strong eye
other.
contact.
Yes. Very good. And he quotes you a quantity of smaller currency that is approximately equivalent to 1 coin for a dozen rounds.
Okay. So, would it be okay if we step outside for a second? This is a joint gift. I want to discuss. See what else we're.
I'll be here all day, I think.
All right. We'll be right back. Another
What
big
kills
sweaty.
me is that Ran is connecting this, of course, to Watto. I'm channeling an uncle-in-law
Excellent.
who not the description, but the voice. The description is based on something here, but the voice is totally one of my uncles-in-law that I like. So it's all out of love.
So yeah.
Okay.
So you step outside,
out.
and you notice that urchin scurrying back away into the shadows.
Did you see that kid?
How much do you think it would cost us to delay our friend's shipment? Not our friend inside.
Yeah. So
And Rhodes, make sure to say this just a little loudly. Just
Yep.
a little.
Okay.
Urchin's probably got plenty good hearing.
And what is it you
Yep.
say just a little loudly to make sure?
How much do you think it would cost us to delay our friend's shipment of of those discrete rounds?
So a fair bit quieter so that the kid doesn't hear. I mean, to be honest, we'd probably have to buy the whole shipment and then tail our friend who shows up tomorrow and is very mad when there are no bullets.
My thoughts exactly.
There's no way that that's gonna happen.
There's no way, but
Yeah.
if there was already a batch in production and people don't buy them often, that
Yeah.
means he has to make them as requested.
Also, I mean, part of the job is to find out who this is and not delay the timing of it.
You're not trying to stop it. You're just trying to find out who they're shooting.
No.
Yeah, I
This
don't
does
want
theoretically
really to delay it.
Yeah.
I just want to find them.
Yeah, this does theoretically open up another angle by which to investigate with the added time. If that's a
Honestly,
thing
once we
we're
figure out
interested
who it is, Rhodes has every intention of giving them the bullets.
in. Yeah.
I mean, isn't there a very real possibility they already have?
There's a very real
Leftover
possibility,
bullets?
but
There
I
is
mean,
a very real possibility,
option.
but with
And
this being so not in demand and there being a large shipment or batch coming
And
tomorrow,
it's
I
just
feel
a
like this is a
little too
restock.
I also want to point out that a professional assassin isn't going to be like, oh, I'll just wait for these bullets. It's going to be more like, I'll find a different person to give me bullets or a different way to kill someone.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Oops.
So what do you do?
Well, for now, Rhodes is going to go in and offer to buy the whole batch.
I am very sorry. I am another customer that has already paid for the others. Is not possible.
Unfortunate. That completely throws a wrench in my plan, and I don't know where to go from here.
Jir is a very respectable business person who is probably unlikely to go back unless...
Because I don't want to offer some... I don't want to make an offer that will insult the man because I like the man and I want to continue doing business with him.
Yes. We could theoretically, offer a favor and payment.
That's what I was thinking, but I don't want to make
But
that
again,
offer
don't want to insult
someone-
the man.
Or you could find the urchin that's stalking you and try and get those questions answered by that individual.
Yeah.
True.
How you doing, Jesse?
Jesse is now throwing bottles at the camera.
Went to grab some ibuprofen, dropped an entire basket almost on my computer,
Oh, yay.
Glad that didn't go poorly.
Indeed.
which is good.
More poorly than it did anyway.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna mute me. Excuse me.
It's fine. It's fine.
So,
So
yeah, I don't hate the idea of just catching the urchin and leaning on them a bit.
Okay. Either way, still going to put in that order for the next batch, I guess, and pay.
yes,
for it.
yes. Okay, so you're paying 1 coin for a dozen disintegration rounds.
Yep.
That
And
seems
I
like a kind of thing we could use as people.
can gift it to Davina, to Ran.
Kill 20 more people. Oh, it's fine.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine.
Technically 12. There's a dozen.
It depends.
We,
now
we've
that
got whispers.
I mean, Char also has sharpshooter now, so I could probably kill 4 people with 1 shot.
and disintegrate the ball.
I mean, I'm going
Every
to point
single one.
out that Torn into the depths of the Void Sea is as good as Disintegrated.
That's fair.
Maybe? Sure.
All right. So
Well, I
I
have
think,
paid that coin. I think we've pulled this thread as far as we can. Time to
Yeah.
go.
so I think
Yeah.
in in Rhodes's mind, because I was waiting for someone else to do it because I don't have that much stress, but nobody's doing it. So in Rhodes's mind, you hear Wythe say, I assume that you're on task. What have you found out?
We found the supplier. They'll be back tomorrow to pick up their shipment. We could wait here. This all mentally, of course. Or we could possibly follow our tail and see where that leads.
You're being followed. I
Of course.
see.
We were speaking pretty loudly in the market.
Well, we are done here at this dwelling of the pompously rich. We'll meet you. Tell me where you are.
Night market, right? We're still in night market.
Yeah, you could give more or less the instructions to Jira's
Right.
shop.
Okay.
All right.
I just
So-
need both Wythe and Rhodes to take 1 stress.
I
Yep.
already marked it.
Me too.
Rhodes is going to relay to Wythe. Meet us in our usual meeting space, meaning the space behind the lawyers.
Yep. That weird leatherworking / shop that has a stall in front of it that changes all the time. Yeah.
The bootleg.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
It's
Oh, man.
pop-up stores. They're in vogue right now.
Sure. So
It's also a front.
So White turns to the Whisper Sisters and says, our companions have...
They heard it all. They just didn't send out a message, but they could hear it because you're all bound.
I didn't know you could all
So
hear it.
by taking
No, that's
1 stress,
actually-
your whispered message is heard by every cultist.
Can
Or
it be
crew member.
Can it be selective, though?
We haven't worked that out.
Okay, I'm just curious because if wife
I
wants
imagine
to
it could.
plan, if
I'll
wife
allow
wants to plan killing of Malia without of Malia
we
knowing
have to,
about
we
it.
have to enable that. Come on.
Right, I know exactly.
I don't know how I feel about killing off my Whisper sister.
We'll cross
Well,
that
you-
bridge when we get to it. For
That
now,
sounds like a great
You haven't
ending
seen the
for a
Leviathan,
We'll
like,
sail
come-
that ship when we reach the sea.
We'll ride the back of the giant whale demon as it crashes onto the shore when it arrives. Okay.
We don't need no bridges.
so you are meeting up together in this back alley. Yes,
As is tradition.
as is tradition.
Is anybody actually following? Do we want to finally use our gang, whichever one you decided on, to follow this little tramp that's been like, because they took off when you hit Giro's
Yeah.
up, they left. So
I
like,
don't
you would
hate
have
that
to.
idea.
Let's use our new gang.
So we haven't done this yet. Somebody pull up your crew sheet.
We should get the stealthy ones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
So
Laud knows we ain't.
Do we want a skulk or a rook? Do we want spies or do
I don't
we
know.
want? Do you want
I
skulks,
Spies would be good,
I feel like
but thieves would also be good.
skulks,
I feel-
scouts, infiltrators, and thieves as skulks?
I feel like skulks.
Oh,
I
so what
think
was Rooks?
Rooks is
Rooks
is
con
con
artists,
spies,
spies,
and
socialites.
We got sneakies, we got talkies, we got smackies, and we got smarties.
dang. Yeah, adepts
we
are
got
scholars. So
rovers.
let's do this. Adepts are scholars, tinkerers, occultists, and chemists. Rooks are con artists, spies, and socialites. Rovers are sailors, carriage drivers, and deathland scavengers.
Drivies?
Drivies.
Skulks are scouts, infiltrators, and thieves. And thugs are killers, brawlers, and roustabouts.
Smackies.
It
Unnecessary.
sounds like you're talking about skulks.
Yeah.
Yeah, we sneakies.
All right, so we get to pick. Now, is it only an expert that gets the flaws and edges, or is it also the gang?
Gangs get those too.
Yeah,
Gangs
so cohort.
too.
So yeah, gangs and experts are type of cohorts.
Okay,
So you get one or two edges and an equal number of flaws. So what edges are you giving them?
I mean, I want them to be loyal, 100%.
What page is
yeah.
that on? Kyle?
Solid. It's on
96.
page 96.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I can't get mine to load. I'm sorry.
Do you have
Okay,
a
so the edges are fearsome. The cohort is terrifying in an aspect and reputation. Independent, the cohort can be trusted to make good decisions and act with their own initiative in the absence of direct orders. Loyal, the cohort can't be bribed to turn against you. Tenacious, the cohort won't be deterred from a task.
I feel like definitely
How
loyal.
many do we get?
We get one or two.
one or two.
I
Loyal
like
and
loyal and
tenacious.
independent.
Same.
Tenacious is
I like
solid.
loyal,
Ooh.
tenacious, principled, and wild.
Okay, now
Principled?
you've skipped into the flaws. So
Okay, if we want- if we
right
want
now
It
we're
needs to be an equal number of
if you
flaws.
want if you
Yeah,
can
if we want two edges, we have to take two flaws.
No, I know. I wanted to read the edges out first, so there was a smaller number of things for people to think about in their brains, and then we can move on to the flaws. 'Cause
So
that's how my brain works.
let's put it to vote. Independent or tenacious?
Well, we have to decide. We have to know what the flaws are before we decide if we even want two.
True.
Right?
Fair.
Okay,
But we
So-
have
But
loyal.
that is the discussion for now.
sure.
Pin
Yeah.
that.
So flaws that
Loyal for sure.
principled. Yeah, principled. The cohort has an ethic or values that it won't betray. Savage. The cohort is excessively violent and cruel. Unreliable. The cohort isn't always available due to other obligations or stupefaction from their vices, etc. And then wild. The cohort is a drunken, debauched, and loudmouth. So we can't do wild, in my mind.
Let's not do wild. Doesn't make sense for
I'm
If we're
also
gonna be-
real sweaty about savage.
Yeah,
principled.
I like principled.
right.
Principled
I like
also has a lot of
principled.
narrative interesting.
I like unreliable just as a way to smack them out of the way when we
Yes.
don't want them
And also, I
So let's do
imagine
both.
and I imagine our gang is going to be made up of mostly of people who like live around
Yeah.
where we do,
Yeah.
and so they're just going to kind of be like, well, we're getting rousted again, so we're just gonna
Just
leave
gonna
the
go.
train yard. Yeah,
Yeah, like
But
then
we're
we
very
have an
much going to
answer to
build
be
up
like-
gangs based on just people.
I like that we have an answer to the well. Why didn't we bring our 12, skulks to this fight? Well, they were busy.
yep.
So
Okay.
it's a weekday.
So we
Someone
have
had
I
loyal.
like
poisoning.
principled and unreliable.
Okay,
Yeah.
So
So
do
we
we
definitely
want-
like.
we
go ahead,
definitely
Ryan.
want loyal.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're deciding between tenacious, so they won't be deterred from a task, or independent, and they can be trusted to make good decisions on their own initiative. without us telling them what to do. So what that tells me is, mechanically, if we don't pick independent, we can't assume that they're going to make choices that are intelligent. They will instead make terrible choices that...
I think
I
possibly
mean, if
more
you
so than that.
specifically don't choose it,
Yeah.
it means that it's the
I
other.
don't. No, that's exclusionary design is not an assumption of Blades in the Dark.
I
Okay.
think that similar to they might make incorrect decisions, they might make decisions that we would not make, which could either be incorrect, could
Just
not
could be
go with
interesting.
could not go with our ethical alignments, etc.
We have ethical
we have those?
alignments.
I mean, if
Our
we
gang
did,
is
They
supposed to
might
be,
have
we're
one.
about to.
That's true.
Yeah.
they do
have
because we're thinking
Right.
principle.
Yes.
Okay, so the question is, do we want to do 2 then? Do we want 2 edges and 2 flaws, or do we
Yes.
just want to do...
It looks like y'all have 2 flaws. Somebody's typing in.
We,
whoa,
we
sorry.
found 2 flaws we like, so
So what's the other edge that you want? You have loyal. Do you want fearsome, independent, or tenacious?
I'm done with
I like
independent or
independent.
tenacious. It's fine.
I'm
we can
leaning
just-
more towards independent because I love tenacious, but like,
Tenacious D is pretty much one of my favorites.
Oh, Tenacious
Also-
D is the
but
great.
if
also-
pursuing it forever. Go ahead. Sorry.
Come on,
No,
brother
no,
Kyle.
Also, I'm saying if we're doing unreliable... Yeah,
I want
I
him
mean,
to make smart choices.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
So we're going with loyal and independent.
Yes. And which makes sense with unreliable, because they're independent, so they're like, yo, I'm out. Nope. No. My smart choice is
Not today,
not
Satan.
doing what you asked me to do.
So their principle, they have an ethic or values that they won't betray. What is their said ethic or values? By the way, they're called the silent steps.
Okay.
Cool.
Rhodes and Company's Silent Steps. Well, all right, soft shoeing it up.
I almost want to say that it's they have no interest in killing, but like, because we do that enough for
Yeah.
everyone.
They are specifically scouts, infiltrators, and thieves. They're not. While they probably could kill, that's not. I mean, in terms of
That wouldn't-
mechanically, that's not what
Yeah,
they're
it
best
wouldn't
at.
make sense.
But maybe there's something else. Maybe there's some type of target that they won't
So,
do, or maybe
That's the
what I
there's.
was thinking is they won't punch down.
That's
I
what
like
I
that.
like that.
Lower than
Yeah.
us, they're like, nope, won't do.
Yeah, yeah.
And that does align with some of what we've expressed in the past.
Except
Okay.
for Char, who just wants to keep beating up on the bill hooks, no matter what tier they are.
We can still beat up on the bill hooks. but,
And
like, we
keep
can't
in
do
mind,
Yeah,
that.
they're puppets.
because they are principled and all these other things, well, they can't be turned against you. They might disagree with you on who is down.
Right.
Mhm.
Sure.
But
Because it would be
look,
boring
this-
if they were
Conversation
otherwise.
comes to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm saying this gang's tendency to fight things that are at least 2 tiers higher than it should, cops better not be punching down to these guys. Is all I'm saying.
Fuck the cops.
I
Well, that's
imagine
what I'm
that
saying.
even
Yeah,
once,
the blue coats are not punching down, at least not for y'all right now. Okay.
They'll never be punching down just until they're turned into dust. Goddamn
I
cops.
like it as more of a narrative thing than a literally by tier.
Mhm.
Honestly,
Yeah.
because then they
Right.
can disagree with us, which allows for some interesting wrinkles.
we can't be like it's
Like
less to be
wife?
like, what? Oh, look at them, they're tier 3, and be like, well, but
Right.
no.
Well, it just means Wythe is going to kill them and then replace them. But it's fine.
Options.
Oh, that reminds me. I need
Strife within the
to-
group.
Later on, when we talk about the
There's not
double
enough
stuff.
of it. La 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 la.
Okay.
Has
so,
Rhodes heard about how the people I killed?
Ugh.
Not yet.
they don't. They are neither weakened, impaired. Yeah, of course they don't have any harm. Obviously, a cohort can be replaced if you need to, which is good because one of the entanglements means that bad things can happen to your cohort. All right. Oh, I'm going to replace one of your contacts here. I'm going to replace Rigny, the tavern owner, with Jira, the weapons.
Yes.
Rip,
Give the
rip
people
tavern
what they
owner.
want.
Rip.
Because y'all said that you liked this person. So,
Like this
Also
person.
just add new ones straight.
oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess I could do that. But
Rip me.
Who was that again?
Can't do that.
I already did it.
Tavern?
Rip Rigney.
But that's, you know what? It is good. I will add, because I added Suresh last week, so I should have known that. I will add quests, a conciliary.
We're making all these contacts. I love it.
I mean, it's part of the game, right?
Oh.
Until
He's a
also
wooden.
put a-
He's a wooden Duval.
until Jess flays. Eyes flays Cricket the Gondolier.
scoops
He has
out.
so many allies with so much skin.
Yep, scoops out the eyeballs and then replaces their own hands with wood hands from Quest.
You know, it's
so, yeah.
funny how we had this. Jesse and I just had this discussion about eyes being gouged out the other day. And then
They
for
all have
another
a
game.
brand.
We have fun conversations.
Yeah. Okay. So, is it your intention to ask the Silent Steps to scout out street urchins?
I
Oh,
think-
that the urchin is
Silent
gone,
steps.
gone.
So
not
this
continuing
is
to
so
follow?
this is the thing.
Because
White
you
is
said
going-
that they don't punch down.
Well,
Well, that-
punch is one thing.
I mean,
Learn
they-
is another.
right. That's they can't.
So like
it's-
they can stalk, maybe not steal.
They're not gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not gonna kill, beat up, or rob a street urchin. But if they're like, oh, we're not gonna follow him because he's not cool enough for us to follow. That's not useful to
Yeah,
us at all.
Like I feel like
Because this
I
urchin's
think-
obviously a spy for someone.
Yeah.
I think the line is like actually doing negative things to them. I think you have to be willing to learn who isn't a valid target for them. Otherwise, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
I was just asking a question. I was not making a ruling or anything. I was just
I'm
like,
stating my perspective. That's all
And
I'm doing.
yeah, I think Bound in Darkness hit again for Wythe, as when it's going to be a flashback, right? With Bound in Darkness sort of tied in, where Wythe sort of like is talking to these silent steppers and is like follow both of them and make sure that they don't have a tail. And then when Rhodes says something about them having a tail, Wythe will then tell the step to follow them. The urchin. I mean, that's kind of
okay, so as a flashback, that seems like you don't even have to take any stress for that. That seems like an entirely thing you had plenty of opportunity to do and was
Okay.
entirely reasonable and easily foreseeable. So no, you don't have to do a Bound in Darkness for that either.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just trying to make sure I spend
I appreciate it. I
the
do.
2 whole stress that I have.
I
open
appreciate
left.
that. Oh, gee. Oh, in that case, no, I'm just kidding.
Right. Well, that's what. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not that kind of. I'm not that kind of. What did Jesse call me before? Ghost manager.
Ghost manager.
Yeah, because we don't.
Yeah.
I'm a dragon manager here because it's not that.
You're
kind
either
of-
ghost or demon manager here.
You know,
Cool.
actually mentioning dragons, I had an idea.
Oh my gods.
What? We'll share.
So I was thinking how, in Blades in the Dark, a lot of these classic concepts, particularly horrific fantasy concepts, show up in the world with those names, but with Blades in the Dark's little twist on them. And I was thinking, like, where do some of these other ones fit into that? And so, given that a demon is often a mix of 2 different elements in Blades in the Dark, I was wondering if a dragon could be a name of a type of demon, a mixture of fire and air.
Right.
Hmm.
I mean, if you look at like something like Dragon Age Origins, the abominations that run like the whole Overland awards are dragons that have been like possessed by
I want to
demons.
say something right now.
Kyle thinks this is a fantastic conversation that right now we should resolve the score that we're doing.
Okay. All right.
Besides designing new monster types in Blades in the Dark, which is a fantastic thing to do. So you are meeting in the back alley near a lawyer/leather worker. I heard. I do recall. I vaguely recall this thing, but not because I have an image in my mind of a location, but I don't remember what was inside the building. If that makes any sense.
It
we
was
never
the
went into the
lawyer's
building.
office.
We're
Yep.
in the alley.
Okay,
behind
yeah.
it.
I'm just saying. I remember visualizing this locale. I don't remember what was inside the building that I visualized and that you are hiding behind, but it doesn't matter. I don't think. If it does, we'll deal with that. Where are you going? What are you doing now? You are here. So what are you doing?
Right.
Let's have that. Let's have that scene. Y'all meet up.
I assume that the steps need to roll like prowl to follow this urchin.
Okay, that's what you want to find out where they meet up with. Okay.
I mean, because for me, I don't know if there's anything else anybody else wants to do.
Aside from that, it mostly seems like we're just exchanging information and whatnot, which we've basically done.
I want to see how this.
Waiting.
I've never rolled for them before. I'm doing this now.
It's just
okay.
it's
Good.
One.
I was just making sure it did, in fact, get their quality automatically. That's what I wanted to check.
And
they get a 2.
Okay, I was gonna say I might use my last foresight because they only roll 1 die.
Do you?
If that's.
As I rolled that pretty quickly, do you want to?
I mean, yes, and I don't want to say that only because it's a 2, but I want to say it because it's only a single die roll, and I don't trust.
You were already in the middle of telling me, and I rolled it pretty quick.
I will point out that it's pretty standard to lead a group check with a cohort using command, and with Bound in Darkness spent, you could do that already.
Right. So if Barrow wants to do it because he has command,
I do have command,
but he'd have to spend a stress for Bound in Darkness still.
That's what I mean. You have stress, don't you?
I've got some stress.
I have 2.
Why doesn't Avmalia do it?
Because I have 1 command and 6 stress.
Yeah,
6 stress.
5 stress.
Being thematically cool at this, I'm not actually good at it.
How many?
Oh shit! I have a dice in command. I can take a stress.
I have no dice in command. Please do not look at me.
You guys can do a group action for the commanding of our troops, and then everybody uses their die for it. Here we go.
I mean,
anyway,
I'm down.
No, I'll command them.
Okay.
So let's take a quick look at this. They will still roll, like you roll command. They're still going to roll their die to see how that goes. Like on their, like as a group action.
My understanding is it's basically a group check.
Right, yeah. So let's not rely on understanding. Let's pull a Jeremy Crawford, and let's see what the rule says.
Oh, I'm trying to keep things moving, man.
Well, everybody's wanted to dive into a new mechanic. When you send a cohort to achieve a goal, roll their quality to see how it goes, which is your tier, basically. Or a PC can oversee the maneuver by leading a group action. So you can either just have them do it, or you can do a group action. Right, if you direct them with orders, roll command. If you participate in the action alongside them, roll the appropriate action. The quality of any opposition relative to their quality affects the position and effect of the action. And there are a couple of examples I'm not going to read out loud.
If we're going to use Bound in Darkness, technically you could use Prowl then. You wouldn't have to command them.
Yeah.
Because if we're using Bound in Darkness, the group action would be Prowl to follow the urge.
That's true. But I don't think I'm participating in tailing. Like, this feels like that's something that I can't actually participate in at a distance, for instance, with even using Bound in Darkness.
So if you are... That's basically... If you're giving them specific direction, as opposed to sending them to achieve a goal.
Yeah.
This sounds to me like you're sending them to achieve a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but the Bound in Darkness specifically is to allow this kind of usage.
Yeah. What I'm saying is I don't think you have to roll command, is what I'm trying to say. I don't think you need to.
Right, you can roll Prowl.
You want to, because it helps.
Sort of, yeah. Like...
But does Barrow
basically, it's an extra chance for things to go wrong, also.
Right. Do you have more points in Prowl or...
It's
the same.
You have 1 point in Prowl, and you're a shadow man? What the... All right.
I don't...
I'm an ancillary shadow man.
No, I know.
I also have 1 point in Prowl. I mean, I can...
got 3 Prowl.
But are you participating in the prowling with them?
I don't think we can actually use Prowl.
Okay,
in this scenario.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
if we use command, given that it's a group check, we use the best number across them and our command roll.
Whatever. Just do it. Do whatever the dice so we can keep going.
So who's doing it?
Yeah.
Bart?
I'll do it.
Okay. Bart, you're just giving them orders straight up, right?
Yeah, basically just like, this is what the urchin looked like. Fine, follow them.
Okay.
see who they report to.
So just make a fortune roll. When you instead of risky, you can click on that drop down and change it to fortune roll.
Not sure where that is, so I'm just going to click this.
Fine. That's a 3. So you tell them to follow an urchin. They follow an urchin. And they come back and I'm not going to try to do voices for them. They have some limited information. They give you some information on urchin movements in the area, but it's the wrong one.
Dang it.
Because they just didn't. Your command got a 3, which means you're not incompetent. They just didn't quite get the description right and misunderstood.
There was a communication breakdown crossing up the wires.
No, but that's a group check. They use the best of the 3 and the 5. They use the 5 as the result.
So I'm going to go over this again.
I'm looking at it right now.
I am too, but I've explained it a couple of times now. If you direct the cohort with orders, roll command. Right?
Yeah. But that's right before the after sentence, or the PC can oversee the move by leading a group action. Then it's describing ways you can do a group action.
It's not, as you said, it's not exclusive. This is how I'm modeling this. I don't want to bog down too much. So.
That feels incorrect to me. Because otherwise you're making it worse to lead them than to
Let's
send
take a
them.
quick break, and we'll come right back. Got my drink. Jesse's got a drink in the...
It's a drink. It's the adult drink of adult drinks.
You know what? Sometimes when you're adulting, you need water. Yes. Fair.
Hail hydrate.
Listen.
Glad that one played well.
I was hydrating yesterday. I was rehydrating.
Slight difference.
You know, sometimes you just need to balance things out in your system. Okay, so we are almost right at the halfway point, so we're making good time, I think. Your urchins, while they didn't find the specific moppet that you wanted, what they did find was that the urchins in general in this area not only have unsurprisingly, right, almost trivially, have their own sort of information relay espionage network, not really in competition with y'all, but a little. I mean, in some sense, right? But certainly, they have found that many of them seem to congregate at a lockdown. Lockdown. What I mean is quiet and shuttered apartment, not terribly far from the racetrack that is in the center of the district. So while they're not 100% sure that the urchin that tailed Beryl and Rhodes was one of them, they feel confident in asserting that it is likely that they are converging on this place and that this kiddo was part of that. So, what do you do?
Oh, this sounds like a case of scope out both places.
Yeah.
See who goes in to pick up the bullets, and somebody keep an eye on the apartment. But I don't know
if we
whether
see
that
the
should
kid
be
that was
us.
like,
Or we all go in, strengthen numbers, and speak to the spy master in their spy hut.
what was the name of the king of the playground from Recess? King Bob?
Oh
Wow.
shoot! I don't.
What
remember.
Yep.
throwback.
In the what? I'm sorry.
The
the
Disney
show,
Channel show, the
Recess. I
Recess.
feel like
Yeah,
I
Recess.
should know this as I was Spinelli.
I can't
Yeah.
remember.
Either way, talk to the King Bob.
Yeah, I mean, the spy master of these urchins, because the bullets aren't until tomorrow, and I, for one, and like Wythe takes out his watch and like opens it and is like, I'm tired of spending time here doing this, and he like snaps the watch closed and puts it back in his pocket.
Then do something else, says Rhodes.
That's my intention. I'm not going to stand around and look at some gun runner for 48 hours. It's ridiculous. And he just like walks off towards where the kids are from.
Figure we could probably head in that direction and help, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Just look, Wythe is a child. I hope you
Oh.
understood. This is
Yeah.
what happens when people are like, when I was like, I'll make a new character or I'll just start playing Wythe again. And people are like, play Wythe again. Welcome to me playing Wythe again.
Yes.
I think it's great. I don't think everybody has. I don't think all the characters have to agree all the time.
Oh yeah.
So, who is going to the apartment?
I feel like minimum one of Beryl and Rhodes should go because we saw the kid.
Well, if the pickup rather, isn't happening until tomorrow, is there any reason you're not all going?
No,
Yeah,
There
you
really
don't know.
isn't. Just
No, it's just,
there's also no reason not to also look at the place tomorrow.
it'd be a little suspicious.
But I'm saying is
I
you.
don't know.
I'm just saying you can do one and then one. You don't do it at the
That's
same
fair.
time. That's it's up to
Yeah.
you. Totally your choice. As the five of you, I'm just.
There's 5 people converging on an apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Suspicious.
It's 5 people converging on an apartment. It's a little suspicious.
I mean,
I feel like
Score.
a couple of us could have a safe
that's the
distance.
Yeah, okay. I will go along, but I'm looking over my shoulder when I do.
I mean, that's Wythe walks straight up into the door of where this is happening, and the first child he sees, who looks urchiny, he will touch them on the shoulder with his arm, and he's going to ask this child to bring him to his master or mistress. Or
Did you just pull
masters.
a take me to your leader?
yes, I did.
Yes.
I mean, that's
Okay,
Wythe is basically an alien.
right.
yeah.
I will probably, if I'm tagging along, I'll stay outside the apartment and just kind of like loiter with a basket of laundry or something,
Fair. How about the other three of you?
keeping an eye on.
Just broadly
keeping an
speaking.
eye on everyone.
Broadly speaking, what's your fictional position?
Yeah.
Rhodes is somewhere in the back side of the apartments
Okay.
where he thinks would be a logical place for somebody trying to leave the place to pass by.
Okay. Beryl and Avi?
Trying to decide if I'm inside helping Wythe or
Why don't you go with Wythe? I'll be helping Liza wash clothes.
yeah, sure.
Good enough.
Sisters.
The two talls go inside.
the
All right,
washing sisters.
So
nice.
the washing the whisper washers.
I just rubbed the clothes on you, Avi, to get them wet.
Oh God!
It explains
Excuse
why
me,
I'm
excuse
damned.
me.
Because I'm washing
If-
clothes, obviously.
If Wythe sees this, he will assume that this is how you wash all of his shirts, and will never let you wash his clothes again.
That's why Wythe is already inside.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Wythe and then Rhodes is watching the back door, or
Yeah.
just kind of generally speaking, on the other side, as it were. Okay.
And so I
So-
don't know if any of you as children had to deal with adults that were overly aggressive at grabbing like the nape of your neck
Yes.
to control where you are going or things. This is what Wythe is doing to this kid.
The worst.
Yes, I agree. And it makes me very uncomfortable to say it. But
We're
this
okay.
is-
We're okay.
Yeah.
So here's the
Why-
thing.
yeah.
Let's. There's an action roll here. What action are you doing here?
I am I am trying to. I wanted this to be Sway, and the only reason I want it to be Sway is because I think White thinks this is logical that this child will try and run away, and so he's stopping him. He is not trying to command him to do anything. He's just in his mind. This is how it works. An adult tells you what to do, and you do it because you're a kid.
So you're trying to change the kid's behavior with
Yes.
manipulation.
Right? Exactly.
Okay. I think that is so. You are in we're going to go with risky standard.
Okay, because White is also an ex-cop, so this is how it should work. Even though in reality, this is the worst approach to have towards anybody that's ever had trouble with the law. But that's fine. Whatever.
Let's see. So, do you want? Doop, 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 doop. I'm in the wrong place. Here we go.
Bevel's Dargan.
Would you like a devil's bargain, or do you just
Sorry,
want to push yourself?
Was that a Bellows jargon?
I said a Bevel's Dargan.
Okay,
I
all right.
hate you.
A jelly barbarian?
I hate me too.
Thanks,
Okay.
I love it.
I mean, we determined last week that for our buddy Dan Gaston, that Gan Daston is a Star Wars name. So maybe Bevel Dargan is also a Star Wars name.
Oh god.
Oh, definitely.
Bevel Dargan.
The
So,
worst name generator I've ever heard. Okay.
but you know what? Is it though? So, anyways,
It's about as good as the one I made in high school, so yes, it's terrible.
okay. So a potential devil's bargain here. First of all, does anybody have one they want to propose?
This kid is a were-rat, and he bites Wythe, and Wythe is going to turn into a were-rat, who's
And then
also
Bart has to
eight
put
feet
him
tall.
down.
A were-dragon?
Yes, a were-dragon. Nice.
So-
Let's do
To
it.
be clear, you're trying to get this kid to take you to whoever organizes the spy ring.
Right, for sure.
Okay.
So
Understood.
Devil's Bargain is the kid takes you there, but one of their buddies ran on ahead.
And I'm
And in the Star Wars theme, it's a trap.
It's a trap.
Nice.
That- That's a good one. I think that another potential devil's bargain would simply be that somebody sees this and your crew takes an extra heat. These are both valid. I think Fortis is
Right.
also good. I just want to give you choices.
I mean, as somebody who has just recently gotten out of the prison system, I'm not sure if Wythe is ready to go back in with more heat. I feel like this crew is lollygagging ideas of what heat is about. Like, oh, sure, we'll take more heat. Has made it so that Wythe is much more haunted by the idea of people seeing him than he was before, which is
And-
literally one of the traumas he took
Yeah, and that's
from getting
that's,
beaten up.
that's why I wanted to stay outside in case there were suspicious persons outside. I
Right.
could just
Okay.
like, hey,
Does Barrow want to help me? Maybe he tries to be good cop, bad cop, because this is a kid and you have children. So you see
Yes.
White like
Beryl
manhandling
would
this
love
child.
to help.
Okay.
So how is Beryl? Maybe Beryl's doing the good cop thing.
Beryl is doing the good cop thing, specifically in the like making eye contact with the kid and just sort of like wordlessly expressing, "Yeah, he's an asshole, but like you're okay. I'm here for you."
Yeah.
Just dad energy, yeah, like Nat said.
perfect. Yep, Nat says dad energy. That's what he just gives off the dad energy. All right. I will accept that help because I don't want anybody to know. I mean, look, we're
for-
both like,
Yeah.
yep,
For clarity, were you taking that devil's bargain about the
No.
kid? Okay. None of them?
No.
Okay.
no. I'm going to just take the help. I don't want the devil's bargain.
You like how Beryl helps social roles completely oppositely if he's dealing with a child or an adult?
Yes.
I think that's
it's-
fair.
it's good.
You know what? That's a hell of a dad mood right there.
Yep, 6.
Oh my god.
Get
All
it?
right, you do it. That kid is like, okay.
Was it
okay, okay.
Is that Ace Ventura doing a dolphin?
I couldn't tell if you were rapping or not.
Excuse me, but I just need Cal to talk like this all the time.
Yes,
Okay,
please.
okay.
Okay, just in here, and they kind of lead you down this dark, unlit hallway in the apartment. Open it to a room. And I need to disclaim responsibility real quick.
Wait, is Ace Ventura actually in here? I was just kidding. Please
No,
don't
no.
actually make Ace Ventura a character in this game.
Don't worry, Jim Carrey
Christ,
is not
no.
in my life anymore.
Wait, what did it?
He's an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
I thought it was the that theater movie, which was kind of the
Man on the
Magnificent-
Moon.
No, the Magnificent or whatever it was.
So anyways,
Ugh.
yeah. No, there's nobody in this room, but it is clearly an adult's office. And in fact, there is the equivalent of the tracking pin board up there with the map and some pictures and string between them, and it's the can't you see? I figured it all out. It's that it is that board, which is also like what's funny is, as much as in popular culture we make fun of that kind of tracking board, they're actually totally legitimate and useful, and like how we do things in some professions.
Like, it's really great, and you can really tell when it goes slightly farther.
Right,
than
that's the
what
thing, is
reasonable.
when it goes exactly.
The second board, and it's just sort of like,
Yeah, and like
this person's...
no, this one actually is like legitimate. Like, okay, I can, I recognize some of these locations. Here's some faces that I recognize, and there is in particular a sketch and a schedule dated for 2 days from now. The sketch is of Lord Dunville.
Oh, snap.
Which
He
one?
says.
No,
The Lord Dunville.
Big
Not-
Daddy Dunville.
yeah,
Big
yeah.
Daddy.
The
Oh,
head
no,
of
the
the
Big
head
Daddy.
of the
Big Daddy?
noble
Big
house.
Daddy Dunville?
Listen, listen.
Never say Big Daddy Dunville on my stream ever again, please.
Big Daddy Dunville? Dunville?
Dunville, the big old daddy.
Okay, you saved it with owner of the Dogsdale Dimmadome. You're good.
I was
forgiven
just
you.
gonna be like, I'm gonna change my Discord handle back to Techno Daddy. That's all I was doing. So,
All right.
Death comes for all of us eventually.
you know what?
Sooner for me, please. Just right now. Lord Jesus, I don't ask you for a lot of things, but just right now, the lightning. I'm ready. No? All right.
Oh, I can't.
I'm
not
ready,
gonna-
Daddy.
You know what? I'm not gonna actually change it on Twitter because I have family members who follow that Twitter account.
All right. Well,
Family members who legitimately, in non-creepy ways, call me that from time to time.
right. I got you.
Yeah, context goes a long way.
Yeah. So, but just in some other places I can change it. Anyway, point being, I think that you now have the evidence that you seek.
This feels like evidence that we seek.
I feel
Nice, let's-
this is
let's
the
write it
evidence
down.
that only I have found and no one
Yes.
else. And Wythe pushes Beryl out of the room. And
I am
is like,
specifically
"I'm
going
the
to-
brilliant-" No.
I'm going to congratulate Wythe on his fantastic detective work, and while he's distracted basking in it,
Right.
I'm going to sort of like pat the kid on the back, maybe look through my light load, which I decided at the beginning of this episode, and give the kid a cookie or something.
Everybody else went like,
Nice.
yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
He
I'm
looks
going
at the kid looks at you and he's like, "Is that all?
Spent a load on a cookie and this
cook-
ingrate.
A cookie? Come
Does,
on!"
does the kid
It's
actually?
a load. It's gotta
Does the
be
kid
like
actually complain about it?
Yeah, no. The kid actually
Okay.
like treats it
Wythe-
almost like a coin and kind of
So
like bites on it
Wythe
to
is-
see if it's real.
So Wythe like reaches into his bag and takes out a notebook and like pencil, and I'm gonna study this and write it and like copy it down. But he also then brings out like a bottle of really expensive whiskey, and he's like, "Thanks a lot," and he throws it at the kid. And
The
then
kid
he just
grabs it. Yeah, does not take the drink. Kind of swirls around, looks at it, and wanders off into the apartment.
You have to understand how to deal with these people. And he like looks at Beryl. Cookies are fine, but he could at least trade that alcohol for something or sleep warm tonight. And so he goes
Sure.
back down and starts.
Yeah,
Look, Wythe
sure.
The
is-
kid was honestly the kid was going to trade it for money. He was
Yeah,
gonna go
I
sell
know.
it.
Yeah. It was not up to.
I'm not that kind of. As much as
Yeah.
I like creepiness in games, I like very specific kinds of creepiness. So
So I'd like to study this map and make a copy of it.
you can do so
Like-
without a. You are a spider. You shouldn't need to have to
Okay.
worry. You are able to do that. Do you conclude here and take this back to Questlove, or are you taking this back to? Or are you going to continue to dig up more information?
I mean, I feel like this is the score, the end. Like, we don't need to do anything else, right?
Yeah, I feel
This
like
is
there's
what the job was.
There's
But if we want
definitely
to find
strings
out
we
who
can.
this assassin is, so we can maybe hire them later.
I mean,
That
we
could
know
be
their
a
name.
long-term project.
Yeah, if you want to hire an assassin, Rhodes, feel free. We have their name. You could put out your feelers
Someone-
and
Also, you have a mutual
Type that out?
contact already in
Oh,
Jira.
yeah, Jira
Sure.
knows them. Sure. I can.
Fucking
Okay.
Jira.
I got the name right here.
That's the name of the assassin.
Rand
yeah.
got it right there.
I mean, that's how I spelled it.
That- no,
That's
you-
not
I-
That's how
necessarily-
it's spelled now.
No, it is how it's because I put it in Zoom last time, so y'all
did
can
you?
have
did
that.
last time, yeah.
All right. Well, never mind. I didn't spell it. I just copy and pasted it then because I don't know how to spell. All right. So yeah, White snaps closed his moleskin book because of obviously it's moleskin.
Obviously.
He also is going to
Is it
go.
lined, dotted, or unlined?
Squared,
I think-
squared. It must be squared is the only right answer.
Wow.
Dotted.
I think no.
Dots.
I think for Wythe, because this is just the kind of person he is. He has meticulously small handwriting, and it's unlined, and it's just scrawled in very small writing, in exact lines that are smaller than. And I'll tell you why, because I'm absorbing part of me as a person, because I used to get in trouble in school for writing too small because I would double line when I wrote. Anyway,
That is the exact kind of cursed that I love.
yeah,
I
Those are
love
those-
Among Us.
yeah.
I love these things. I don't get rid of them when I fill them up. I have 10 or 12 years of my notebooks.
Yep. My mom does that too, but with journals. And then eventually, after 10 years, she shreds / burns them so that no one will ever read them. She's like,
That's
if
a
I
type of
die,
cathartic.
if I die and any of these are left, if you read them, I will haunt you forever, is what she says. No,
I have this completely irrational conceit that when I'm gone, people will realize that I was an unrecognized genius, and scholars will study my notebooks for generations to come. I want to be clear, I'm very aware of exactly how irrational and arrogant that is, but let me indulge my little life. For
I mean,
what it's
that's
worth.
just. I mean, look, that
Hurts no one.
and Beautiful Mind, and we just combine it together. And
Can I say that when I left the theater after A Beautiful Mind, I looked at my spouse and I said, "There, but for the grace of God, go I." Not that I'm nearly as brilliant as John Nash, but
Right.
I identified with it on a few levels.
I mean, there was a lot going on there with mental illness that definitely was like, oh, hello, friend, it's me.
Hi, hello.
Yeah.
So,
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
yeah. Yep. Insert Knorr gif.
good to
of
meet you.
trying to get
let
high.
us move. So you deliver this information.
So I walk out. Yeah. I mean, I walk out of the
So-
building.
Yeah. If Malia learns about this, which she probably will,
I guess.
seems like
Yeah.
she's concerned because the Dunville family is another one of the important noble families alongside the Strangfords, and shit's been happening, moving things
Nah.
down recently.
So
That's going to make me question who our lovely context of Vale are allied with, and if they're allied with the same people we want to be allied with.
I would love
how
to-
connected is Avmalia right now to the? Because I'm not sure how much, if any, attention she pays to it. So this is just a general question to the politics of the city council.
Avmalia has a personal interest in the stuff surrounding the Strangfords and the things they touch, but not. It's something she spends a bit of time on, not a ton.
But she did actually notice when the Imperial Navy was in a shootout in the harbor, right? That was a thing that was mentioned that Avmalia was paying attention to when the Leviathan hunters and the
There's she's got a whole life of passive information from back then.
right.
So I will
And
say
Some of it's gonna be good still.
that the even if she doesn't have close connections at the moment to her family, she knows that typically over the last several years, the Dunvilles are there are factions within the city council because there's 6 houses in the city council. Strangford has recently been considered one of the weaker houses. There is a faction against them that Dunville is somewhat aligned with against the Strangfords, but are sort of the kingmakers, as it were. Like, they occasionally will kind of throw the support to the smaller faction that the Strangfords are in if they think it benefits them. But historically, there's not a lot of love lost between the Dunvilles and the Strangfords.
Man, that would have been really useful for us to know.
I think we know
into their fucking house.
We did. No, you may recall that Aldo was pretty clear when y'all went in. Like, why are you here?
Yeah, we're
Right.
not friends. We know each other. There's a
Well,
difference.
so
Right.
yeah, I read that totally different as like a classist issue. Like, poor ass people in my house. What are they doing here? Not like
No, specifically
Strangford.
Avi.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not
Excuse me,
Strangford.
but when Eyes dresses me up, I look nice.
Oh, Avi cleans up well. That's what I just heard. That's what I heard.
No,
yesterday.
because
It's a little damp.
you damp through gloves. That's not cleaning up well. That's
I
awful.
would find some special water repellent fabric for Tommy to use. Thank you very much.
I believe
Okay,
the
wax
term
cloth
is
Wax, but in reverse.
on the outside dry, on the inside.
Ugh.
Licking.
Yeah, but that's still all right. Oh man,
Okay.
this is just reminding me of when I used to wash dishes and I had to sleep with gloves full of like hand lotion because my hands would split open and bleed all the time.
yeah.
Oh yeah, this is okay. Anyway,
But
So,
don't keep your
So-
hands in hot water for
what
8
is it that
hours.
Avi was going to do with Avmalia was going to do with this information, or was concerned about, or something?
well, it was just amusing concerns. No, there was no action.
Oh,
thing
okay,
yet.
all right.
Although, is the Dunville family one of the Leviathan hunting families?
To some extent, they all have their fingers in that pie. So,
Or is that something they're big on?
I'm going to say, yeah, they all have. They at least have a Leviathan hunter ship or two.
So there's at least there's like 2 axes to this big conflict then, and
So are you
Yeah,
discussing
what we
any
say.
of this with us? Because I mean, Wythe is like, we have the information and talks about who it is, obviously.
none of this is gonna give us to like not deliver the information.
Right, no, I know. But
that's not gonna-
but I want to know, Wythe personally wants to know, is if Avmalia is sharing like the inner conflict and turmoil about these big houses like fighting each other out loud, or if you're just musing inside your head about it.
Sure, I'll share. Why not?
Okay. So Wythe is
More
like
interesting.
right. So
Yammering on the walk.
Wythe is like reopens the moleskin thing and starts taking notes as you're talking, and he's like, I see. And so, good. And yeah, so as coherent or incoherent as what you say out loud is, it is all now recorded in a notebook.
It's like 60% incoherent, to be honest.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, real life. That's me. Hello, I'm 60% incoherent. Okay. And so we go back to the Veil of Death and Destruction. That's not the name
Talk
of
to
it.
the snack boy.
I think it's just the Veil.
I think that's right.
Um,
Yes.
Yeah, it's just the veil.
So I wrote it down.
I mean, I just
Yep.
wanted to. I was thinking about my heart when I see these attractive people. It's death and destruction for my soul. Cute boys.
Aw, love you too.
Cute snake boys and wood boys. All right.
All right, so you hand it in. Quest is pleased, and their eyes shift to a 3/4 full waxing crescent.
I am staring deeply into these eyes.
Wait, was
I'm
that a
side-eyeing eyes.
This is adequate. You have done well. We will keep this information. We can, of course, count upon your utmost discretion. And to complete our side of the bargain, and they hand over a couple of strong boxes worth of coin. And I am certain that in the future we should be able to rely upon your services again. I will be your contact on behalf of my employer.
And wife
I hope
has.
you do.
Oh,
Get butt out of this. This is me.
Yep. No, go ahead. Yeah, no. See, that's good. No. But wife is like, go ahead and flirt, or I mean, talk. Sorry, wrong thing. Go ahead.
Both?
Yeah, I mean,
Both
I
is
was
good.
just gonna say, both is great. I was just gonna say, I would still looking straight into Quest's eyes because they're really fascinating. Would say, I hope we do meet again, and hope you. Oh wait, Kyle's looking at me.
I can't look at Kyle's camera when you're doing this. I can't do it. Okay.
You need to
hope-
practice blinking with one eye slightly before the other.
I hope you can call upon our services soon.
I'm certain we will be able to enjoy your company here at the Vale in the future. Now, if you'll excuse me, I do have a business to attend to.
And the hand like reaches out. Here it comes. Look, everybody's ready for it. Hopefully by this point. Excuse me. And White like ratchet, like touches Quest. Yeah. And he's like, you used the word adequate to describe our job. What I would like to know is, what did you expect? For it to be something better than adequate? Because we are professionals and we take our job very seriously. And just like every single grade that I have ever gotten in any school I've attended, adequate was never satisfactory.
They fix their eyes upon you. The
Eyes also fixes her eyes upon you.
The eyes kind of change phase back to a half moon. And they say, I am not a person given to extravagant language. That is all.
And then Wyatt sort of tips his hat and turns around as if to leave.
I appreciate that Wythe is sort of our. Would you like to fill out a survey after your call?
I mean, Wyatt is pissed. at this dude.
Wythe is like,
yeah.
don't I get my 5 stars on my Uber rating?
Yeah. Look, I don't like silver stars. I only want the gold ones, yo. That's what I'm saying. Like, my attendance was perfect. I want the gold star, not the silver star. What are you doing? Put that back. Give me the gold one. It's more like you asked us to do this like 6 hours ago, and we found it. Like, what else did you want from us? But anyway, it's fine. It's fine.
I think
It's
you're
fine.
reading a lot
wait,
into the wording.
Wait, so
I feel like
in
reading
6
a lot into the
hours,
wording
we
is Wythe's thing.
located the target and everything of a professional assassin.
Yes, that's all
I
I'm
have a
saying.
question. That
We're
was 6
freaking
hours?
amazing.
I
I
have no
don't
idea
know
how
if it
long
was 6 hours, but
It was like a half an hour. I don't know.
I mean, we're vague about time. I assume there's
super
like
vague
days
about
between
time.
everything.
Maybe definitely an evening at least.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
But
6 hours is
in-
an evening.
but when Wythe gets sad drunk about being called adequate, he's gonna say that we did it in 6 hours, no matter how long it took. It doesn't matter. There's
mean,
Bart's
really
not
like
going to correct him.
there's
That's
like
valid.
6
That's valid,
hours
though.
of actual work. Look, my watch is always right.
I'm just gonna replace your alcohol with seawater.
Oh my god, I hate you so much, Abmalia.
Well,
I don't have
and
to
then
go to the sea for it.
The dehydration's going to feel like booze.
I know. Yep. It's true. You wake up and you're like, why am I so hungover? Well, if you mix it with sugar and seawater, double.
so let us move to the payoff phase.
My favorite phase.
First of all, in
My least favorite because there's entanglements with it, so I don't like this
That's fine.
part.
Oh, yeah, you've gone to jail like a million times. So
Yeah, I have trauma surrounding this part where the cops just keep
Mechanically
showing
speaking.
up. Yeah, exactly.
what you get 2 rep per score by default. If the target of the score is higher tier, take +1 rep per tier higher. In this case, well, I'm not sure the target. You dealt with some high tier things in it, so I'm just going to go with 3 rep.
Sure.
Payoff.
9,000 coin, everybody. Just so you know, they just gave us like $15 billion.
But I am going to say you'll get a full. This is a big score. Y'all were involved in some heavy plots within Doskvol.
No,
So
it was just basic snooping.
So we're going to call this a full 8 coin. Well, I was going to say 8 coin, but apparently Chase doesn't want that.
Get out of here, Chase!
So we're
Get
gonna
out
go
of
down.
here, Chase!
I was wrong. I was memeing.
So we're going to go. No, I'm just kidding. No, 8 coin. Y'all can decide how you want to split it up. Recall that you have the full vaults now. So in theory,
How many more coin do we need to, like 8 more?
you will
to
need
upgrade?
8 more coin to upgrade. Keep in mind, by the way, that you all got 3 coin on this last crew advancement. Sorry, not correct. 3 stash. That's an important distinction.
Wife finally upgraded to an outfit that's tier 1.
So the question
Hooray.
is, what
I'm
do
about to
wait,
ding
wait,
tier
wait.
2.
y'all decide how you want to split up your
If
your
we're
coin.
8 away from dinging the crew,
But you still need rep
Right.
oh
to
yeah,
ding the crew.
How much rep do
How
we
many
need?
total do we need for the crew? 16?
16.
16
And we have-
total, and you need 6 more rep to get there because you don't have any turf.
Anyone want to go get a turf?
yeah, I'm
I
cool
mean,
with that.
that would only mean we need 5 more reps. So like,
That's yeah.
But for now, y'all can figure how you can split up your coin. You could
What
put
do y'all think about just everyone gets 1 and then 3 in the vaults?
Our vaults are full.
nope. You
Okay.
have,
no, we
Oh,
got,
no,
go
we
all
got
the
the
way
new
down
vaults.
to here.
Oh, we got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We got space.
that sounds good to me.
All right. I'm fine
Sure.
with that.
Done.
I'll put an extra 1 into the vault because I'm full.
Nice.
I mean, you can always
Yeah,
put, you can put it in
turns
your
out-
stash too directly.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's mechanically inefficient.
It's
Ding,
true because if
tier
you take
2.
it out, it has to be 2 full.
Ding.
Okay.
Fancy clothes?
Now let's talk about heat.
Let's not.
Nah.
No,
Just as
for
long as you don't
once,
get-
for once,
We
Quiet.
got like nothing.
this was smooth and quiet, low exposure, so base of 0 heat. I'll give
Hopefully
you
that
just
urchin-
1 heat for it being a well-connected target.
right.
1 heat is pretty small.
That's the lowest we've ever gotten.
It is.
Obviously.
Because you've always had a default of at least 2, sometimes 4.
And then we started
also-
murdering people.
I'll also point out we've never rolled against a not higher tier target.
Yep.
Fair.
That is our aesthetic.
Right. Entanglements.
No. That's all y'all aesthetics. Let me be clear here.
You
Out
just
of
want to beat up the
everybody
bill
here-
hooks.
Yeah, look.
Luck.
I'm rolling this twice because y'all get to
Ooh.
choose.
Yep.
Yes.
One.
1.
And 4.
So your heat is 5, and you said you want 1 or 4.
1.
Well, what are they? You get to tell
It
us what
says-
they
Yes,
are.
one is gang trouble or
1 to
questioning,
4.
or reprisals or unquiet dead.
Unquiet.
Unquiet.
Unquiet dead. A rogue spirit is drawn to you, perhaps a past victim. Acquire the services of a whisper or railjack to attempt to destroy or banish it, or deal with it yourself.
I mean,
Or
Quiet
That
dead.
sounds fun.
Let's kill a ghost.
Let's kill a ghost.
okay,
Let's kill a
Who
ghost.
has died
let's kill a
and
ghost.
that we could talk to?
I mean, we did drown a man.
I
mean,
You
they've
drowned
killed
like 4
so
dudes.
Yeah.
Rhodes. Since Rhodes drowned a man, they have killed over 6 people.
I mean,
Killed
Avmalia.
4 guards,
Wait,
the
4
bar
guards.
owner, and then like 20 motherfuckers in the bar.
Wait. What's the 20 motherfuckers in the bar?
Avmalia
The
opened
ritual.
that.
The ritual.
I don't know if-
half
I
the
blasted a
bar.
hole in the wall.
Yeah.
It might have been a smaller bar than I think it was. Either
I
way,
don't know
there
how
was
many
a
of those people
good-
actually died, but
They get
They all
pulled
got
into the bottom of the void sea.
Yeah, they all got sucked into the void sea by tentacles. They're
How
dead.
many of them had gills?
Kyle.
So I'm just
No,
making a
that's-
note that you have an unquiet dead that we'll have to figure out.
Was Kevin Costner at that bar drinking? Is all I'm asking.
Kevin
was
Costner.
Was he a mutant?
Waterworld, because the gills.
Yeah, because of he's a mutant.
Uh,
Waterworld.
That's
What?
Wow, that's a deep cut.
What? People don't.
I caught you, Ran.
People don't.
I know
rewatch
cinema.
Waterworld. People don't.
I
rewatch
actually
Waterworld
thought-
yearly.
I actually thought it was not. I thought it was a way better movie than people said that it was. When I
Yeah.
maybe by the time I watched it, I had already heard all these terrible things. When I watched it, I was like, "This isn't that bad." I mean,
That's
get
gonna be me
wrong.
with the Cats movie. I'm so excited to watch the Cats movie.
Yo, the Cats movie is actually legitimately enjoyable.
I'm gonna
Because it's
probably
so
enjoy
terrible.
it.
So I went into it expecting so bad it's good, and it's still exactly as weird, but it's like, I don't know.
I heard
It's-
I just heard of all these cat girls, so I'm kind of gonna. I'm
I just
low key
heard
want to
of-
see it.
I heard
It's
of
way more
gyrating cat
cursed.
orgies.
So all right, the Cats movie is very horny, but in a very odd, uncanny valley kind of way. So it's
So
I
it's
mean,
cursed.
CGI cat bodies.
it's the-
Kyle,
it's-
you don't get to look that.
you see a
excited.
lot of people breathing into each other's mouths in the movie.
I mean, it's the play. Has anybody
I
actually
also
seen
it's the
heard-
play plus dialogue
I
and a
also
lot
heard
of
that
breathing.
Rebel Wilson strips off her skin and eats human-faced cockroaches.
I have heard that.
Twice on the stripping off the skin and like 4 roaches. Also, but yeah, no,
Okay,
it's cursed, but it's actually enjoyable. I'll fight people.
I need to watch this.
so y'all definitely want Unquiet Dead over Reprisals, Gang Trouble. And
Yes.
Everything,
Yes.
Go back
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
More fun.
Y'all see
We're
how I
strange.
did that? Y'all see how I went back to that? So, downtime. When you're at liberty between scores and find some respite for peril, you may pursue 2 downtime activities. Yes, okay. I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, that at least Florida and maybe Chase had already taken care of some of this while they were out for their
Did you guys do
in-between
your
ones.
extra one downtimes that you had?
It did not, but I wanted
Extra
to
one
resolve.
downtime.
I wanted to resolve
Like a-
a thing before I.
Okay,
Took it.
so let us go around, and what I'm just going to do is for the folks for whom this is appropriate, we'll just have 4 of them instead. Nat of Malia, what? Just walk us through your downtimes.
Well,
For fun,
first
for
just
funsies.
gonna take a nice little stroll down to the dock ward and walk into the sea to indulge her vice.
Commune with the
Valid.
void.
Yeah.
It is not valid. Let's be clear. Not valid.
Super valid. Just walk off a dock.
You're valid, honey.
Done.
Reducing my
Wow,
my,
I
stress
am-
by 4.
I can't believe that you roll 4 dice, and man, that is crazy. Okay.
So that went passably. It's not like I rolled a 1 or something. So, I think. I think Malia is going to visit with Ellen, her little dock worker friend, and do a nice chat, and spread some information about our crew to try to reduce our heat. You know that we're just
Okay.
docile little kittens, and nothing. And that spread that among the docks because connected.
All
Does Ellen even talk to you anymore? I thought you guys had like a falling out or whatever.
No, we didn't.
No.
have falling
Oh,
out.
okay. All right.
In
I thought
fact,
you.
I think I owe her a favor.
Maybe that's what it is. I just remember. Yeah. Okay.
And that's probably
all that
consort.
talk of murder was, it's propaganda.
Yeah.
All right, so you're doing the reduce heat. So you're doing it
Yeah.
via what's your action?
Probably consort. I'm thinking,
All right, so consort makes
and I
sense.
get 1 extra from slippery, right?
Okay, and then Yedishwad is a fortune roll.
I just did it. So
Oh, it's fine. Doesn't matter. So reduce
5.
heat by 5. That is pretty good. That is actually all of your heat.
Nice.
you actually reduce it by the number you rolled. Wow, I've never reduced heat.
Is that?
Yeah.
That is how it works, right?
Yes.
I believe so.
No.
No, that's for
Isn't it?
stress.
Okay.
No, it works differently. I've reduced our heat a
yeah.
bunch, and it's
Yeah. You're right. It's like a clock. For
is it?
5,
Oh,
you reduce it by 2. Okay.
Okay, cool.
and 6 you
Boring.
get 3, and a crit you get.
You
I
get
forget. I only
5.
did that one.
You get 5. I'm looking at it. Okay. That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You have extra stuff, or you want to hang on to those?
I tend to wait on calculating to see if I need to hand it to somebody else.
Okay, fair, cool. However you want to handle it. Forda, you have 4 downtime actions.
Boom.
You're muted also.
Sorry about
Forda's faces. I have missed Forda's face. Let me say.
Ford has a good face.
It is cute. No, no.
True facts.
So the thing I finished off for the one downtime I took last time was to find new vice purveyor. I finished that clock.
Okay.
Oh.
So who is your new
The echoes. The
Path of Echoes?
yes. And I think instead of obligation, I'm gonna go all in and go with faith. I've been sucked into a cult.
No.
Well, you are... So, we are going to... Probably offline, let's be sure to talk in more detail about that, because the book has some interesting optional rules about the Path of Echoes for people who want to get involved with them. They are optional rules, but we can certainly talk about them and see if we want to. They use it as an example of how if you wanted to extend the game, much like when Nat used that as a template for Avmalia's ritual, for example. It's much like that. Like it's there, and then we can tweak it as needed. So I am making a note there. Let's talk about that during the week. But in the meantime, that means you have a vice purveyor again.
Yes.
Which is super great, because it means you can indulge your vice for stress.
Yes. So I'm gonna hold off on that. First, I'm gonna fill some further experimentation with my demon repellent.
What is
that twice.
What is the?
I mean, so you do take stress if you don't, because you technically
take
don't
stress
have
equal to the number of
traumas you have.
Right.
Yes.
So you technically don't have 4 actions, and that counts as 1. You have 2 separate.
You have 2
I know.
faces.
I'm aware.
All right.
Okay. All right.
First action I'm gonna do is
So
put towards a clock.
you're going to take 3 stress if you do that.
This is
No.
Forda's
So
first
there's
one.
This is
2
Forda's first one.
downtime actions I've
Yeah.
got for this first thing I'm doing. I'm
they
taking
can do
the
the one
first
thing.
of those 2.
Oh, okay. You had done this before. Gotcha.
We're
Track it
referring
down.
back to
My apologies.
weeks
My-
for the
I
sake of
understood.
clarity.
I misunderstood completely. We're good. All good. So yes, let's do your thing.
So,
Gonna
Rhodes,
do a thing.
what
gonna do a
what
roll.
fancy stuff are you doing with your demon repellent?
So
Testing it.
I'm
on
glad
my
you
fists.
asked. So this obsession and recklessness has led Rhodes to testing further on his own blood and tissues, usually separate from his own body.
Usually.
He would not, in fact, be opposed to finding other Taikarosi to test it on, because his thought process is, well, we've got demon blood, and it's supposed to work on demons, so I can't go wrangle a demon, but I can test on meat.
Have you talked to Avmali about?
I know. I was
wrangling
like,
demon
if you want to
concept?
wrangle a demon,
Have you talked to Beryl about demon flesh?
No, he hasn't.
Because-
He's been very much cooped up
I
with
just want to
his-
point out Beryl's hands are a little larger than they used to be.
What?
Yeah. Beryl's hands are like larger and a little bit more thing-like from the Fantastic Four,
Excellent.
and I may have made a deal with a demon while you all weren't here.
So the main thing is Rhodes doesn't know this yet. He's
I'm
been
sorry,
kind of
you
wrapped
did
up in
what?
his own little bullshit.
We
But
told
Did
you.
y'all
get to
not watch that VOD? I told you to watch that VOD.
It was the same thing.
Sorry,
when
I
Ritual
was a little
came in.
busy.
No, we told you, Jesse. I get that Forda would have missed it, but I remember we talked about it in Discord specifically with Jesse. I get that Forda
We
would
got
have
a
missed it.
little crazy.
Yeah.
Just for-
I
I'm
knew
sorry,
things
Forda was
happened-
saying something,
I knew
and-
things happened to Bart. I didn't realize what.
So I'm sorry,
I'm so
Forda.
glad you gave me that fodder, because now I have more things to test.
Yeah.
Oh crap, does that mean we can't put the demon bomb on my hands anymore and I just have to punch them
gonna
with my
find
normal
out.
demon hands?
We're gonna find
no.
out.
Well, for now, it's just further
How
experimentation.
does your husband feel about this, Bart?
I've had my hands in my pockets and have been home like legitimately I haven't indulged my vice yet, so I haven't seen him yet.
Your hands
I make a fortune roll?
in any flesh crevices.
They have not.
Kyle.
Sorry, that's an Invisible Sun reference.
So I'm gonna use Tinker for that.
Fair.
So,
sure.
Works. It's just a fortune roll with it.
Oh, shoot.
It doesn't matter. I mean, there's a fortune selection in the drop down. That's all.
Let me pull up that. I have too many screens open. I apologize.
Mood.
I have 3 open right now, so whatever. It's cool. You guys do whatever you gotta do. But...
Okay, to be fair, as the ghost manager,
right.
sometimes I have too many.
Yeah.
4, so that's 2 ticks.
That
me.
was
That was me
Malia.
testing
Oh,
out the
I'm
fortune
sorry.
roll options.
5, still 2
Oh,
ticks.
shoot. Nice. Alrighty.
2 ticks on the clock.
Adding 2 more.
Okay.
And
for
now I'm
your
going to indulge Vice.
Yes, now we got you.
We're going to find out if he overindulges.
Wait, you can overindulge? Oh man! Oh my!
Yes.
Yes,
You clear
so
5,
close. No. Oh yeah. Okay.
but he had 3.
Yep.
I thought you had like 7 or something. What happened?
No, because I had
Oh.
not done any other things.
Oh man! I for some reason I thought you had like a stupid
I
amount.
should have had 4, but like
So I have a question.
that's still 1 over.
Do you want to attract trouble, brag,
Oh, boy.
get lost, or do you want to get tapped again?
So it was what?
Attract trouble for entanglements, brag about your exploits for heat, lost, play a different character until this one returns from their bender, or tapped, your current purveyor cuts you off.
We're gonna go with Lost. Rhodes
God.
got lost.
Are we going to have another new character next time?
That's
You
what that
might.
means.
That's what that.
That's what that means.
So
I just like the Path of Echoes is like, yes, come to us, new brother, and then they hang out with you and they're like, go.
We went
away,
on a massive
brother.
ghost bender.
Yeah.
Oh, you're weird.
Yeah,
Please.
can you actually? You're kind of bad for our rep, kid. If you could just take off.
You lied on your resume, didn't you?
So that's it for Rhodes for now.
I'll complete those other downtimes off screen.
Whew. Well, that was. I expected you just to go with 2 heat.
Excellent.
Because y'all have no heat. Or not no heat. You have low heat, rather.
Or entanglement.
Or an entanglement.
To roll
You
twice and we have 0.
Yeah, you have. Well, you have 3 heat, but it's at the same level. And you would get to pick from your. You could. In fact, it just says select an additional entanglement. You could just
Actually, you
pick
know
an
what?
entanglement.
I do like. Okay, actually, I think I'll go with that one because that seems thematically more appropriate and entertaining.
More ghosts.
More ghosts.
No,
Is there an option where a demon
more
shows
ghosts,
up?
please. No demons. Can we just? How about an entanglement where like a clown shows up and tries
Hey,
to
but
sell
then I get
us?
to
So,
test my
no
bomb.
clowns.
We already
I
have
get
wife.
to test it.
You could have. Here are just some ideas. Starting with the ones that are relatively easy, right? Gang trouble. One of your gangs causes trouble due to their flaws. You would lose some rep. Or you could make an example of one of the gang members or face reprisals. Or usual suspects, they grab someone in the periphery of your crew. Somebody volunteers a friend or a vice purveyor as the person most likely to be taken. You could have more unquiet dead. You could have rivals from a neutral faction throwing their weight around who threatens you or somebody connected to you. There is cooperation. I don't know if you have any +3 factions. You
should get one of those.
I think you have. I thought you had one. You have some.
Are the
twos.
Foghounds? Are they not 3?
They're not 3. The Railjacks like you, but not quite to that level. So you don't have that. There's questioning, which is an NPC member of your crew or one of your contacts to question them about their crimes. But the difference being, I get to pick in that case whoever the blue coats think is more vulnerable. Whereas usual suspects, y'all get to volunteer somebody. Show of force is a faction with whom you have a negative status makes a play against your holdings. You either give them one claim or go to war. That is probably, since you don't have any claims right now, I don't think you want to go to war, so you're probably not going to pick that one. Flipped, one of your contacts, patrons, clients, or a group of your customers switches allegiance and is loyal to another faction now. I just saw where somebody had changed one of the... And I say somebody... My good buddy Nat has changed turf to Tuesderf. Which is pretty funny.
Bless.
Excellent.
There is one we have never talked about here before.
The forbidden one?
Demonic notice. A demon approaches the crew with a dark offer. Accept, hide until it loses interests, which is forfeiting 3 rep, or deal with it another way.
Oh, deal with it another way,
Yes,
you say.
I want to use the ball.
Deal with
I
this
want to
demon
use the
another
ball.
way.
So I'm just
but that's it's a demon. Why don't I do something easy?
well, to be fair,
Rand's
that's
just like, what are we doing?
that's one of the options when you have 6 or more heat. So
Yeah.
That's a
If
bad
we
option.
roll
So,
there.
like, that's
yeah,
big doo-doo.
while you can select the heavier entanglements, at 3 heat, your real options should be gang trouble, usual suspects, rivals, unquiet dead, or cooperation. I mean, you still do have unquiet dead. Like, you still have ghostly entanglements.
Yeah.
You could have another one. You could have 2 unquiet dead.
Yeah.
Or you could
a
take...
gaggle of unquiet dead.
Is it a gaggle? A murder of unquiet
Giggle?
I was about to ask, what's the plural
herd?
A mausoleum.
for ghosts?
Mausoleum.
Mausoleum of
Mausoleum.
ghosts.
Okay, mausoleum of ghosts. Now that you said it, that's what we have to pick. You can't not do that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go with that one.
Okay, so we have unquiet dead times 2.
Yes.
Good to know. All right, so now you do have your other 2 downtime actions.
All right, gonna roll again for my
I just want it to be
studying.
2 drowned cops show up and they're like, well, we'll just hang out here, I guess.
The G.
Don't worry. You've got
I'm
your
hunting
ghost
you.
whisper.
With 6.
You got
What
6.
is this
That's
for?
3 ticks on your experimentation.
I have 1 left.
You know, I just want to point out that if you had a demonic entanglement right now, you could tie that in.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle, but I appreciate it if you try and keep our crew
You could
away.
shut your trap!
I'm just saying, leave us alone.
You know, my understanding is that this is Kyle, not this. That this is Fordo's call.
It's entirely...
So, like,
it is.
demonic.
True, but
But in any
don't,
case,
Fordo.
you got one more... So you're almost done with that thing. You have one more action. Downtime action. And just to point out that if you don't indulge your vice, you're going to take 3 stress. But if you indulge your vice, you're definitely going to overindulge.
Yeah.
Because
so
you
I'm
have
not
0.
going to
Three
indulge
stress.
my stress.
Okay, you take it. Got it.
Yep. So I'm going to actually I'm going to start another clock.
Ooh.
That clock is going to be making a new alchemical because I like that idea.
So you were not here for this, but as part of their payoff from a previous job, the crew has 2 alchemical drug doses to be chosen by yourselves. We can just assume it was whatever.
Forgot about those.
But you have 2 doses of any alchemical drug that you want from the book, which could be a basis for your experimentation or whatever. So
Sounds good to me.
So you are currently researching a new alchemical something or other.
I for sure thought you were going to research human gloves for Barrel, and you're going to be like, I need to put skin on these hands. So
I suspect that Eyes might have an interest in that as well.
You want to do a joint project, Eyes?
Bart's
Yeah.
not wearing any human leather, by the way.
It doesn't
Oh,
have
we
to be
won't-
literal human leather, but
It does for
like,
eyes.
You just needed to.
We didn't tell them that sort of green was
Listen,
people
if
either.
it isn't
Yeah,
tattooed in runes, I'm not interested. Although we could make that, we could easily change
You can
that.
tattoo a cow with
You know
runes.
what? You know what? It doesn't have to be alchemical. I just want to do a research project. Let's do a joint research project.
Joint
We'll find
research
out
project? Let's
How
do
to
it.
make these tattoos?
Oh,
I've
for it.
already studied them, so why don't we joint research, utilize them?
Yeah.
Yes!
There is
Also,
Shadows.
some action into that.
What kind of
yeah.
clock?
There.
That being
Look,
said,
there is
Bart's super
literally
into
an
tattoos.
there is literally an ability
4,
in the
6,
book.
8, 10, 12. What size clock should that be, you think? Since we're working on it together.
We're gonna have to work out what the size is because there's a way
Okay.
to go through it.
18.
Let's just for now, just so we have plenty of room to
I'm
keep
just
track
going to
of
make a note of this clock on my sheet.
just put a
and we'll
12
move on.
clock for now, and we
Okay.
can resize it later. Like I'm not saying it's gonna be
Do
12, just taking the biggest one.
Should I also put it on my sheet if we're gonna do a joint?
You can see. I thought. Oh no, maybe you can't.
You can put it on the group sheet.
Yeah, let's put it on the cruise
Cruise
sheet.
sheet? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me take that up.
Next to that, who's ever gonna fucking sell out these blue coats?
You get 4 coin when you complete that one.
Here's the thing.
I mean, I was looking
We're
at-
I might
kind
do
of
that.
full up on coin, kind of close. So I'm like sitting here, like we want to hold that until we've jumped 16 on our tier up.
I mean, you could have. Well, however y'all want to do it, it's up to y'all. The option is there. Okay. So yeah, just roll your check for that, and I'm just going to call that joint project.
I'm
And,
excited.
and we'll,
Be
What is it?
with
Tat-
products, am I right? Oh, sorry.
we'll figure out
Right.
what it is later. There you go. So yeah, just
I guess
roll
let's pull it up.
your what is it? Study or tinker makes sense. While y'all are figuring out what it's going to do, and we will.
Let's start with study so we know what we're doing.
Yeah, because I think that what you have to do first, anyway, is you have to study first to invent the formula.
Yeah.
So you've got to, study is the correct action for crafting.
Didn't Eyes just say that?
I mean,
did
I
that?
just studied it, so
Yeah.
that was my.
Eyes already knows how to.
Oh,
do
is this going to be the
tattoos.
follow-up to that? Of
Yes.
Okay, in that case, once you've invented the formula or design, you craft it, and that's where we're going to figure out.
You know what?
So that
should be
is tinker. That is definitely tinker. Like it, yes. But that's not a clock. That determines the quality level of the item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
let's
that's
make
just one
this
roll?
thing. We'll still do a joint project. It's just not going to be that.
So I want to back up for just a second. What was Isa's project specifically? I don't remember.
Eyes' project specifically was to study the gondolier's runes,
And you completed that.
and I completed that. We didn't
Okay.
know how to utilize it. Now we do.
Gonna make flesh gloves.
Yeah, flesh
Or
gloves.
like flesh trousers or jackets or shirts.
It's gonna be very
Fle-
soft if made
What about
appropriately.
like a flesh hat?
Mascots.
So
Perhaps a flesh
what-
mask.
the studying of that means that now you can reproduce those.
You just
runes.
tattoo one of us and not be creepy about it.
Where's the fun in that?
Yeah, that's what I. Because tattoos are fun
Tattoos are
in
cool.
fictional setting.
So yeah.
My
So
computer did not like that sentence.
you can craft a copy of one of those runes, and we'll decide later on exactly what that does.
Okay.
Just make a tinker roll. You get 1 dot. So here's the thing. Let's see what this says. And remember that you have an upgrade in the crew for this. You 1 die for each of your so you roll make a tinker roll. From there you can improve quality, +1 quality per coin spent, and you have the workshop crew upgrade, so you get a +1 quality anyway.
Okay.
And your base quality level is 1 because it's your crew level. So
Nice.
6. Oh my gosh, your quality level is going to be quality level 3.
Fuck yeah.
Yay!
And that's just base quality level.
That's it without spending any coin.
Ooh. You know what?
Dump all the coin into it.
I'm
You know
going to
what?
spend my coin and put that up a tier higher.
Just throw all this blue coat equipment into the cauldron that you're mixing this all in. That's fine. Whatever. It's
I
coin worth.
have a coin to spend. I'm going
No,
to
I'm
end
just
up
saying,
a
make
pauper
it
when I
make
retire.
it tier. Yeah, make it tier like 6. That's fine. Just put it all in there.
Okay. So, we have now resolved that. Let us move on to Chase.
Sorry that took so long.
Sorry, I was fun.
Nah, you good.
That was good.
Chase, you've got a set of actions, first of all, from when you were not here.
Yes. I would like to indulge my vice first because,
That
We have
makes
monsters.
a lot
Whoa.
of sense.
I would like...
Oh.
Nice.
Well, all right, so I know what I'm doing in my second set of actions. So I think I'm going to work on selling that blue coat gear.
Fair. However you want to do it.
I'm just going to consort.
Okay. Makes perfect
Boop,
sense.
boop, boop.
2. So you get 1 dot in it. So you need 2 more dots. But when you do, the crew is going to get 4 coin. Which is funny because you only got room for 3 more coin right now anyway.
I'll take one of it as a service charge.
Which is what Nat was saying to begin with, is to hold on
Understood.
to
I
it.
mean,
But
that being said, getting it closer, and also Chase can do whatever the fuck he wants.
But you're going to...
Realistically, I'm just going to get it closer, and then we can
But-
cash that in whenever.
but can he with big, weird rock meat hands? I don't know.
Big meaty claws.
I believe in his rock meat hands.
That's good.
Second set, I would like to indulge my vice again because,
2
Great.
stress.
fantastic.
One more time?
I'm at 4, so I could overindulge.
1/3 chance only. Like,
True. Yeah,
Don't
sure.
ever
let's-
listen to Nat. What are you talking about? Nat and Amalia are the same.
5.
Oh, okay.
Do it.
Wow.
Do
Show
it.
me
You
the
got
5.
it.
Show me the 5.
Please
Nope.
RP
Got 2.
you walking into your family's house with these big old beefy hands.
So realistically, I'm going to have like a light jacket and some gloves on, and I'm just going to say that like I'm cold and busy, and I'm going to take the kids out to like parks and stuff and not be home a lot, just sort of like treating them to days out.
Okay, but how are you going to like be out paying for stuff and holding their hands and opening doors and then never see your hands?
Thin work gloves. And if and when like pressed about it, I'm just sort of going to be like, I'm cold. I think I might be a little bit sick. It's fine. It's fine.
I think I'm cold. I think I might be a little sick. Yeah, my hands are swollen 10 times.
Yeah, I was
over.
gonna
But
say-
it's
I was gonna
fine.
say-
With your
They're
head,
not
but,
that
like,
much.
no big
How much
deal.
larger are they?
I don't know about 10 times. 10 times seems like a lot. But, you know,
In my head, they're like the size of a normal person's face.
That's,
They're the size of a
That's-
normal person's face most times.
yeah, I was gonna say that.
I mean, I just
Like,
imagine
as a fist,
they
like, as a
are
fist.
to they
Okay,
are
okay,
to
okay.
your meat hooks as your meat hooks are to a normal person.
Right.
I'm just making a note that Bart is
That's fair.
concealing hands from family, and that's just
Yes.
a thing in
Wow,
the
that
fiction.
is extremely unhealthy.
Yeah,
Bart.
I'm being a little dodgy about it.
Also,
Fair.
why don't you just say you got stung by bees and turns out you're allergic and your
I
hands?
fought bees.
Yeah, exactly. No. I was
My
lifting
hands
some heavy things.
petrified.
I fought a whole
Odd-
beehive.
Yep, I punched a
I have an
couple
Bee
infection.
puncher.
Honestly,
okay.
Bart's probably more likely to like deflect than like say, "Oh, I punched a beehive." Like he does feel a little under the weather. That's probably the guilt and stuff. But like, he feels weird about outright lying.
You mean your hangover from being infested by a demon? Is that what you're
yeah,
talking
that
about?
basically demon hangover.
All right. Oh man.
So,
TBH.
Ran,
Yes, hello, it's me.
let's talk about your downtime actions.
Okay, well, Light's downtime actions are going to be indulging the vice. Man, all right.
3 stress.
Cool.
Do you want to do it again?
I mean,
You've still got 4 stress left.
yeah, no, because I would also like to roll on who murdered my siblings so that White actually does something useful. Because evidently, when they were in prison, they didn't actually study who murdered their sibling. They just kind of like hung
Freaked
out
out.
and got the crap kicked out of them over and over again. All right. Burp, burp, burp. All right, so 4, what is that, 2 or
That's
1?
two
Okay.
ticks.
And then Oh, see, they only have 1 tick left on that clock, so I'm gonna use calculating, and I'm gonna do it again.
Can't fail that.
You can't.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm gonna roll anyway.
You get 2 ticks on it.
Okay.
Ooh.
So this looks like a lot of wife coming back from prison, being shitty, and then he just kind of like, when everyone was joking about the map on the wall with the red things, and there's like an extra board that makes you seem a little bit more crazy. Yeah, White has that up in his room, except it's like on the ceiling and on
It's
all
everywhere.
like on all the walls, and he like sleeps on this bed and is like looking at it, and he gets up and he just like touches everything, and he's just like very tactile with it, and he eventually.
Does
And
he
we can
even get
talk
up,
about
or
it.
does he just like extend his arms?
I mean, he gets up
God.
because he has to look at the wall over here. So you know what I mean. So he has to like get up, but he's like very tactile. And yeah, I mean, he sits up in bed and will stretch his arms out, 6 feet towards the wall and just touch it and look at it like that. And yeah, so he now knows, and we can talk about it later about who it is or what we want to do. But he
Okay.
now has figured out the next step towards who murdered his sibling.
And we have got just a ton of stuff to work out. This is going to be great. All right. Anything else?
I think Nat has calculating still. If
Then
he wanted to.
Did
Well,
Jesse
and we got Jesse's one
Oh,
more
Jesse.
as well.
Oh, right,
yes.
right.
I was just making sure that we were done with Rams. That's all.
Yep.
Okay, they're good. Moving to Jesse.
Hi. I'm not going to indulge in my vice because I only have 2 stress. I do
Do you have a trauma?
have a trauma.
So you're going to take at least
So
one.
I will take 1 stress.
Okay.
It's equal to the number of stress
Absolute number of traumas. Yep.
or traumas. Yep. Whoa, who murdered my sibling?
Sorry.
Indeed.
Sorry.
Okay, I got
always
notes
forget-
here.
No, I always press
Um,
the wrong button to delete it. So
I
got it. I know who it is now. The
Do
chat
you-
has told me.
it's me. I do want to start a long-term clock, probably in Consort, where I visit the Vale and I talk to Quest a lot.
Okay.
Or
So
just hang out, make myself known.
So this is but no. Hanging out is not a long-term project. A long-term project has a goal.
Oh, my goal is to get to know Quest.
When we say get to know, is that a euphemism?
For scooping their eyes out and putting them in your
Not
head.
the euphemism that I meant.
It's a euphemism for getting to the step of euphemism.
Right. Look, people can be platonic friends and also
Yes.
scoop each
Euphemism.
other eyeballs.
Right
out.
now, I
So-
think their eyes are
Listen.
fascinating, and I'm fascinated by this person. Cullen, who?
Wow! Wow!
What I
Oh.
no, that's not. See, I just want to point out that it doesn't have to be that, because that is assuming, and this is entirely to Jesse. That is assuming that Eyes is by nature monoamorous rather than polyamorous.
Mm-hmm.
Could just be a poly whisper. I mean, it's legit.
Many, many things to whisper.
Also, again, could be totally platonic with the person whose eyes you're going to scoop out.
Could be
I'm
totally
just saying-
platonic.
I'm
Could
just
just be
saying.
like, hey, I want to learn more about you. And
Listen.
your eyes.
Right. And Quest could just scoop their own eyes out and regrow them. We don't know. I'm just
Pla-
saying,
pla-
Quest, like, you like these? Here, you can have them.
Listen,
actually.
platonic friends can have benefits too. That's all that I'm saying.
Maybe we can
And
trade
those benefits
eyes.
can be
I'll
eyes.
take one eye
Yeah.
and you take one of my eyes.
Oh my God, that would be.
Naruto it.
But
Okay,
you know what?
cool.
That would be. It would be different if it hadn't been, because I just watched this right before our game. That Jesse also had a thing that I kind of saw coming too late, because I had already said it by the time I saw this coming. Jesse always had a thing about Quest's hands.
Yeah.
The lacquered. They feel. They
I-
look real. But
the
they feel like lacquered
yes.
wood.
Yes.
Which
I
because
bet those
as
would-
also
the thing
incredibly
was,
intriguing
as
to me.
soon as it came out of my mouth, before you said anything, I was like, "Oh shit! I forgot hands."
Yes, I think I visibly reacted to that too.
I'm not sure how hands are a thing. This is not one I understand, but hands.
But
People got
hands.
things.
But also,
I sus-
Yeah, having eyes say,
Listen,
I bet
Quest-
those hands feel really good against your skin is a hard indicator for me that I was like, okay, I see where this is going. I'm good.
Quest is fascinating to me.
Jesse's
I want to
or
learn more
eyes.
about Quest.
I don't know if it was
Please
out of.
let me learn more about Quest.
I don't know if it was out of character or in character, but the comment was, "I bet those hands feel good in certain places." This was the verbatim on the VOD. You can go check.
no.
I was just trying to change it to.
Kyle,
anyway,
your
that's
mic's
fine.
trying to get at you.
Yep.
What's up, Mike? Wait, this is where we're gonna have some Kyle SMR.
Okay, but like this long-term clock though.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
So actually,
Okay, so let me look at the long-term clock stuff here, and that
If it means we can get better jobs out of them too, that'd be.
yeah.
Wow,
I was
that's
actually
like-
thinking of
that's
looking
emotional.
into
But-
the Veil as a little bit, like
Also-
studying their connections.
Yeah, I'm intrigued
So
by the veil.
maybe we could help each other.
Oh man. Okay. Look, I don't. Do we have to try and take over the veil already? I see
No,
this, and
no, but I
feel
want
I'm
to
it.
not
know
taking
more
it
about
over.
them.
It's just interesting.
The veil
And
is
if
the
my
location.
information-
Right. No, I know.
So, but if my information helps Eliza get in that booty better and easier, like there's
Get
nothing
in
wrong with
that-
that.
Do snakes have booties?
I'm not interested
Wrong
in the
Okay.
snake.
Different person.
Wrong character.
Oh, they're different people.
This person is the non-binary lieutenant of Snake person who
I
is
see.
male, and to the extent that snakes, I guess snakes do have biological sex.
Yes.
It's just not easily observable.
Yeah, Sneeple. It's not the Sneeple.
Sneeple is a blurst term.
Anyways, point being, if your goal is to cultivate a close friendship with quests,
Correct. At this point.
based on where you're starting from, I'm going to call this an 8-segment clock.
Okay.
Also, I just want to point out that Quest is very similar to a character that I am going to be playing in a different game. And when you mentioned them, I was like, oh, okay. My originality is not as
Listen,
deep as I thought.
Quest's hands were already interesting, and I love moons. So,
I'm just surprised. Well, I'll talk about this offline. Because there was a thing there.
okay.
Anyways, so okay. Do you have any more actions
Uh-oh.
left?
I think did we have 3 or
You
2
had
downtime
2.
actions?
You have 2.
Yeah.
You did 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
right.
right. Should I roll consort
Yes.
for this clock? Yes.
Yes.
There you go. I got the
one
2.
tick. It's one tick on the clock.
Okay. This is me awkwardly entering the
Wow,
club.
your eyes are pretty cool.
I like your hands.
Oh,
No,
man.
I feel like this is me awkwardly entering the club, sticking to the sides, and then like seeing Quest and just
Oh, they're so cool.
pay attention to me. Notice me, senpai.
I was waiting for that. So, okay, circling back around, Nat has a calculating to use as he wishes. Nat,
Yeah.
how would you like to use that?
I'm wondering if I can try to support Jesse's club with some studying
Just
about
wing womaning?
the connections of I'm trying to see if I can piggyback my concept onto what they're trying to attain.
I mean, God, this sounds like Amalia, and I hate it so much. Hey, yeah, girl, let's go out to the club and get you some of that wood person. Also, what do you
I'm gonna
think
go
they know about
sleuthing.
things? Yeah.
Whew. So
Does
you're,
that feel?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Does that make sense?
Jesse?
Pardon, what?
Do you want, is Avmalia your wing woman?
Yes.
Wingman? Yes, that's the
Wing-
question.
Heck yes.
Wing wave.
Whisper sisters.
It's-
wing,
it's-
Wing wave.
Wing
Wing wave. Wing wave. That's, I feel
I was
like,
gonna say Wing Lake, but sure.
Yeah, either way.
all right. So we get another consort roll in there?
Yeah, I can consort.
I mean, you have at least one die in everything.
Yes, I do. Yeah, so I think at least at this stage, I'm not literally prowling off to go read their. That wouldn't help her clock.
I mean, yeah, no. Shady ways of finding
I
friends.
mean, unless it turns out Quest is into that.
What? I'm rolling this die now.
There
One.
it is.
It's one tick on the clock.
One more tick. I did it.
Bang.
One tick on my clock.
I
Yep.
helped.
Hey, you help. My wing spur.
Wingspur.
My
Wing
wing
spur.
spur. There you go.
Thank you,
Okay.
Taryn.
Like
Thanks,
spur.
Taryn.
Now, before we get to the XP portion, there are some in-character, in-universe is probably a better way to say, things, now that the score is finally over,
Fucking finally.
and we've got a little bit of time before we go to the XP questions. So first of all, news in the underworld travels quickly, and some kinds of news travels even more quickly. And in this case, the news is that Imperial forces, particularly those associated with a Ministry of Preservation, have been rolling up in Crow's Foot and the docks, and have effectively demolished, taken down, however you want to handle it, the billhooks, to the point that the billhooks leadership are in Iron Hook prison, and all of their thugs and so forth who have been working for them have scattered about and taken other things. The billhooks are effectively a tier 0 faction to the extent they even exist anymore.
Fuck yeah.
Mission accomplished.
Good news,
man.
Rand.
So that was the first of these filled clocks.
So it's what happens when you make the ministry think that the billhooks can conjure portals from the void.
I mean,
I mean, just a person from the bill hooks needs to be able to do that.
in that power vacuum, the crows and the grinders have grown in strength.
Valid.
I know who
Additionally,
one of those people are.
the and this is something that Avmalia would have probably heard a little bit more about. And probably Eyes through other types of contacts entirely, because we've established that Eyes has some interesting contacts with her people, her peeps. That the city council factions, the partisan divide has been increasing, and as part of that, the Penderins have allied with the Strangfords, who were on the verge of being removed from the city council, and the Penderins, as one of the stronger families, have supported them. However, as part of that, even though the billhooks have been rolled up, everybody is... The Penderins, the Strangfords, and the Ministry all have people out looking for something. Nobody's quite sure what it is on the street, but there's something they're all out looking for.
The Hand of Kota.
Sure, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
definitely
that's
that.
the second
For
one.
sure.
By the way, Rhodes, while you are no longer affiliated directly with them, you're kind of plugged into this world. And you have heard that the Circle of Flame has an expedition out in the Lost District looking for one of the things they're still seeking. And while the expedition hasn't come back yet, it has been gone a little bit, and they wouldn't be overly surprised if it returned relatively soon. Just as an
Right.
FYI, things that you would have heard.
Fine, so we have to plan an ambush. Good, good.
I
I
mean,
like that idea.
y'all can work out what you want to work out. Yes, those are the main things that you would have heard about. In between, but I wanted to give you a chance to hear them kind of in character before I get to the prep after this. So that was technically, yeah, Yeah. I still have to work out whatever the results are of your thing tonight, but I actually already know what those are going to be, so instead I have to work out the results of everybody of Malia owes Ellen a favor. Rhodes is joining the Path of Echoes.
Mm-hmm.
Rhodes has crafted a version of Cricket's runes, which we never worked out what that is exactly, but we'll work that out. And Eyes and Rhodes want to consider a joint research project, which I'll also ask about. Bart is concealing his hands from his family, and Wife has completed his project of Who Murdered My Sibling.
Yeah.
So we all have stuff to cover in between.
And Char is in prison, just to be clear.
Char is in prison for a month or two. That's all.
And Davina is off having great pirate lesbian things or whatever. It's great, positive, and then Char is in prison. So just to put those two things in perspective. Char prison, pirate
Davina,
lesbian.
great pirate
I mean,
lesbian
look,
things.
yeah.
Pirate, lesbian,
There's
sex, yeah.
Messages I'm being sent about things.
Char's bitter is the message that you're getting sent.
No, that message was
that.
received.
Okay, I just want to make it clear that Bound in Darkness, since he doesn't have to worry about his stress in prison so much, Char's like,
Prison's stressful.
I know.
But you know what's so for those who weren't here before, y'all have a prison claim now that we worked out.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all have a smuggling claim
Yeah.
in there, which gives you extra load while incarcerated. And you did a favor for the silver nails.
Yep.
While in
Yeah, I
there.
bet Bound in Darkness probably really helps with the prison smuggling operation.
Yeah, I would imagine.
Probably also helps with the sense of isolation that Char feels because he still feels connected to the crew on the outside.
I mean, if you guys ever actually listen to Char, he's probably just talking about plants in his head and growing them. He's like, booba scuba doo plants.
Well, to talk back, it takes stress. So I imagine we just listen to you a lot.
Exactly. Which is
It makes us happy that he's relatively okay.
let's just make it clear again, this is like in real life. It takes stress to respond to me as a person, so all you end up doing is listening to me. So here we go, everybody.
Just every single Bound in Darkness we send each other in missions. It's like, hey, so this is what the urchin looks like. Also, hey, Char.
Pretty
How you
much.
Char's
Miss
like,
you.
All right, we're gonna roll through XP real quick because I know a few folks wanted to end more or less on time. Let's roll through crew real quick, and then we're gonna go around in reverse order for the XP. So I don't make that start first for everything. Did you execute a successful espionage operation? Yes. Did you contend with challenges above your current station?
yes. Because we had to
Yes.
talk to those nobles.
Well, that was last. This is on the order of your session. However,
Crew advancement is for
crew advancement is for session. Downtime is for a score. Payoff is part of downtime is part of payoff. It's fine,
all right.
but you
Whatever.
last time you didn't. You're still getting the XP. It's all good. I'm just clarifying when we had to do it. Everything's
All
good.
right. Yep.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. You definitely. I'm going to say 2 on that because I feel like not only did you successfully develop reputation to work for what's his nuts, you've also, I think, done that with Jira, who is a player in the world, not a major player on the score of the Pendurance, right? But certainly on the score of Rosalind or whatever that snake boy is. And here's everybody's favorite question. And we don't, and I want to point out again, as Nat points out every session correctly, Ran, it can be any one or more of these. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew. Did you? Because I feel like you did.
8
points.
8 experience for that.
Of the
8
XP.
points.
See,
you do need
Fill it up.
4 more. You need 4 more crew advancement or 4 more XP for a crew advancement. So you will
that's
probably
insane.
get that
With
next
4
time.
XP over this crew advancement because we got 8 XP for that. Exactly.
Sounds about right to me.
That's how the math works.
Yep. It checks
That
out,
checks out.
actually. Ready? Do. Yep.
Yep.
Where's the extra 4 coming
We
from?
are 100%. We are 100% kidding.
No,
Okay,
no, no.
okay. Listen,
a lot of memes
1000%
coming.
I just want to
kidding.
point out, I as I told y'all, I overindulged the device this week, and I'm still a little lost. So,
Valid.
But just listen to us
Mark
then
down.
and give us some more XP.
in that case, this
Because
is
we
the.
want it.
Wait. Did Rand just do the just kidding unless?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
They
That's
did
my
the meme
whole.
in the
You know
real
what?
life.
I want to tell you. I think we all feel this way. Just kidding unless is pretty much my whole MO in life. Oh yeah, no, I was just kidding about that. Unless you want me not to
I
be kidding.
mean, but
Unless that was interesting to you. In
Yes.
that case, let's talk more.
Yes, exactly.
Just because it's a joke doesn't mean it's not real.
It's not based on a kernel of truth. Okay.
I mean, to be honest, that's my whole life.
Yeah.
Just because I was joking doesn't mean it's based on trauma.
I'm just gonna
in my
say
life.
the phrase "Can we actually?" is very valuable.
Yeah. So just keep that in mind for all friends of mine. Okay, in reverse order. Jesse, let's roll through your XP
Me.
questions.
Oh, whoops.
I addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power. I don't think I did that this session.
Okay.
Knowledge? No.
Oh,
I expressed.
washing clothes.
You
Well, I was
did.
gonna say that could be when I expressed my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Washing clothes and also moon eyes.
Moon eyes.
Yeah,
Vibes.
I was. I mean, as always, these questions are entirely up to you as players. We just provide our opinions, but you make your decisions on the honor system. That sounds to me like multiple on the drives and background and whatever, but that's up to you.
Yes. No, that's, yep. Struggled with issues from my vice or traumas during the session. I did mention I stayed outside because I was feeling paranoid and wanted to keep us safe. Because I'm feeling paranoid, y'all. That's it.
All right.
Valid.
Looking over my shoulder a lot.
Ran.
Yes, hello. What can I do for you? Let's see. I did not roll any desperate actions. Did I use calculation or conspiracy?
You literally used calculating tonight,
I mean, that's yeah.
and you literally copied down a conspiracy board.
Right.
Oh yeah, you definitely did that thing.
You
You
also
express
then
your-
reorganized us and went, "Hey, you Skulks, go do the thing."
I mean, yeah. You express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I mean, I always try and bring in the cop thing as much as I possibly can.
You brought it-
as
Like
sort of a
Hiroshi to,
background
like,
thing.
And the sibling thing.
Right, and
Yeah,
yes,
you
and
finished your
Taika
long-term
Rossi.
project.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
that be weird if that was the sound his limbs made?
No.
Anyway,
That would be weird.
First,
look. I'm just saying. It sounds. Everyone's like, "Ooh, ratcheting," and I'm like, "But what if it's like a horn?" All right. You struggled with issues from your vice or trauma. I did.
Yeah, I was going to say, this isn't about if Rand struggled with issues from
Damn it.
their vice or
Okay.
traumas.
All right, and then yeah, I mean, I think some of the stuff that Wythe has been doing is because he's more obsessed and haunted. So I did mention that once. So there you go. That's my XP. Next, moving on.
Oh, you're done with yours? Okay.
Yes, sorry, did I?
Chase. No, when you said next, I didn't know if you meant next question. Chase.
yes, hello. No despy actions. No violence or coercion, to be honest.
You
Express.
coerced that kid with me.
I feel like you were more the coercive, and I was just kind of like,
That was the good cop, bad cop. So one was
It's still-
coercing and one was...
But that's still okay.
And we also rolled sway, not command.
it felt more compassionate than coercive, or at the very least, what I feel like this is trying to imply with coercive to me.
I can see what you're saying, because like the word coerce normally is a little more general than that, but I think the feel here is a little more specific in this.
Yeah.
case.
Express my beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I was a dad to the kid, and also I just kind of like Hosproed with Jira, and I want to be Hospros with Jira in the future because
you also were a jerk, like most fathers, and lied to your children and your
Oh
spouse.
my God.
yes.
Oh,
Is
I'm
that
sorry.
kind of
Was
struggling
that-
with issues from my vice or trauma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of those things where it's like it's sort of flavored, and I'm not sure if I actually struggled, but actually, wait, no. Kyle wrote that thing down. I'm going to count that as struggling because I'm lying to my
You were
children.
about to.
Yeah, if you weren't before, you're gonna be.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll ding me. Yay, more playbook advancements.
Hooray!
Hooray! Next.
Okay.
What, you mean next question, or?
Yeah, you know what? Yeah. Forta.
Yeah. So we didn't really do anything desperate this go round. It was kind of nice to change pace. Addressed a challenge with technical skill or mayhem. Do downtime actions count? I made a thing.
I think it's during the session. It doesn't say it's not during the score. So yes.
Okay. So I had done that. You know what? I did that twice because I'm also doing mad science stuff in the background.
Whatever
I mean, you are just mad science, so
Yes.
I feel like it works.
Weird science. So,
Weird
express
science?
beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I'm experimenting with bodily humors. So, background at the very least. You know what? I think that counts for twice because now I'm part of a cult. Struggled with issues from vice or traumas during the session. I don't know that I did any of that, so no.
Okay.
Oh wait, I overindulged once.
Overindulging. We have previously established.
That's a struggle.
Yes, it is. All right. Is that your last one?
Yep.
All right. Nat. Nat.
Yo. All right, so no desperate actions. I probably didn't do jack this episode. Yeah, I don't think I addressed anything with
Whisper
knowledge, arcane
sisters.
power. I don't think I struggled with vice or traumas. I think I expressed a little bit around beliefs and drives, heritage or background.
I mean, I think the whole like talking out loud to us about.
Yeah, that was that one.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
But
That's
yeah.
me.
Any other? No others?
I think it's just the 1 point today.
Okay. All right. Up to you. I mean, you're again.
One of those days, maybe.
Well, and this was This was a weird session because we were finishing up
Yeah.
a score from last time, and then we had a lot of covering downtime. So yes.
Yeah, people who have calculating, taking up all that time using calculating.
No,
Ugh.
actually put that point into insight.
All right. Let us do the thing where we go around, tell people anything that you want them to know about that you've got going on, and then cover stars and wishes. I have, hopefully, just put a note in Zoom chat about stars and wishes just as a reminder, because honestly, it's a reminder to myself, because I reread it this week while I was reviewing safety tools for another upcoming game, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, and I was like, oh yeah, that's what this is. I have been forgetful about what they actually are. So, stars and wishes, let's go around. Jesse, anything you want people to know that you're working on, and stars and wishes.
Void howdy things I'm working on.
Void
Okay,
howdy.
here we go. Hi, I'm Jessie. You can find me at Jahoos the Moose on the interwebs. You can catch me this Wednesday on Variant Rolls in the first session of... No, not this Wednesday. Yes, this one. You can catch me on Wednesdays on Variant Rolls in Where Roots Remain. You can catch me later in January on Tuesdays in Season 2 of Velvet Soiree, now renamed to Verdant Silence. And on Thursdays in Kyle's Mothership game. Did I get that right? Did I get those days right?
That I can't speak for the others. Although
I got Mothership right.
Mothership
Okay,
is right,
perfect.
and what I didn't. realized Velvet Soiree was getting renamed, but I do believe that was on Tuesday, so I can support you on that.
Yes. So you can catch me on Variant Rules 3 days in a row in the evenings. It's going to be a great old time. Stars and Wishes. Stars. I really like that all of us were together again, and that Bart has demon hands, because that was new to me, honestly. So I knew something happened, didn't realize what. Wishes. I want more quests. I would like more quests.
Clobber in time.
More quests, please.
More quests. More quests.
Quests. Oh, actually, Star. The NPCs this game. They're great.
Cool. Glad you all liked it. Ran.
Hello, everybody. It's me, Ran. I'm on Shove the Books Twitter. I'm not really there a lot now because I found that once I am free of being there, I'm free, and I don't have to be there, and it's pretty good. But I will be using it more here in the future. Right now, I'm still writing up a couple games that I'm preparing for, and I'm going to start recruiting in January to see. A shout out to the people in this call who are all extremely busy and will never have time to do it, but you're all invited to play in something. And a couple one shots that I want to do because I really am missing GMing. Like I enjoy playing, but when I GM, I like to see how people interact with worlds and how their characters perceive things, and that is something that I'm fascinated by. Perspective is like an amazing thing to me, and I could go on about it, but I will stop myself now. You're welcome. Stars and Wishes. I really was into. I'm super glad that I think this is like the second time Florida and I have actually played, and it feels like there's only been like 2 times that we've actually played together. 3 times, I don't know. But Rhodes is always really good, to bounce a White off of, because Rhodes is like, what's the matter with you? And White is like, well, what's the matter with you? And so I was really into that. And I also liked Amalia sort of like in my head, walking away from the score and having Amalia just like start muttering about like, oh, the strength for blah, 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 and having White be like, yes, this is all pertinent information. That's very important. I'm going to write it down. So those were like my big moments. Wishes, it's more for me than anybody else. I really wish that I had a coherent or cohesive idea about a connection to the crew versus us. So like we have been discussing like a crew advancement, and everyone was like, let's get a gang. And I was like, I hate this idea and I don't want to do it because it doesn't make sense to me. And people are like, we'll do it anyway. I'm like, cool. But I like still not, it's not, I don't hate it. I just am like, this has no mechanical value to me because it's one die and I blah, blah, blah. So for me, it's more like, hey, the gang isn't just the people here, but also these innocuous slippers that we have that are going to walk around. So yeah, that's just for me.
Got it. But Chase.
I'm Chase. You can find me at @formonger on Twitter. I don't have anything else to do until Rand invites me into one of their games because I have nothing but free time. Eyebrows. Stars and Wishes. Stars, I'm going to echo Jesse's statement about the NPCs. They were fantastic. Jira's my favorite. In fact, had I not rolled absolute garbage on 3 separate stress things, I would have like hung out. Like, yo, do you want to like fight some people or something? I don't know. And also, I really enjoyed the post score, like between Avi talking, just sort of like meandering about the Strangfords and whatnot, and then the flavorings of all of our downtime activities like Wythe's room, Rhodes's and Eyes' weird shit. It was great. I really
Why
enjoyed
you gotta
having.
call me out like this?
Why you gotta be weird like this?
Mood.
Yeah, we had a very good denouement this session that I really liked. As far as wishes, I think that next time I am out a session, or next time people are out a session and we end up like halfway through the score, I'm gonna facilitate some conversation in Discord to like catch us up, because I was like, oh yeah, I can basically catch up by throwing it on in the background. And it took a little bit more for the wheels to get rolling this session, and it was a weird session. We got on it. It was cool eventually, but something to grease those wheels in the future.
Okay.
But yeah, I loved it.
Forta.
Hi, I'm Fortivare at pretty much most of the social media, except for my art blogs, which are Lex Arts with 2 X's. Let's see. I don't have anything specific going on in the near future. Missions are always open, but they're always open. So, stars for this session. Let's see. I just, as everyone else has said, the NPCs. I really enjoyed those little moments of like back and forth between the characters. Just like, this is what I want to do. Here's what I think. What do you think? It felt really good after having been gone, for a bit. Wishes. I wish I'd have leaned into that pushback from Wythe, because I think that could have gone a really cool direction if Rhodes had actually like said something more or done something more. But I didn't go for it, so it doesn't matter.
Mood. So that's your wish? All right.
Yep.
Nat.
Hi, I'm Nat. You can find me on Twitter at CrimeNat. I am an editor and layout designer, and I write games sometimes, but not often enough because I'm slow, because I'm meticulous, so...
But your work is good, as Jesse and I both saw a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. I played this a game that's
Can you believe
like
it was
probably
really
like
only a couple weeks
80%
ago?
done, and I'm like, let's spend another 16 hours fixing up wording and ironing bolts down.
Yo, you spend that
Anyway.
much time doing wording in a book. I love you.
Yeah. Layout, hey, if you do editing, make your things read really well. Pay me.
And
I wish I had something to edit because I love editors.
And fantastic layout work, which at some point I'm going to need for something or other, and that will be literally the first person I call.
Love you, Kyle. I'll be having a new D&D stream at No Initiative. We're not sure where we're going to be yet, but we're going to be existent soon. Follow on Twitter and for updates and stuff. As for the Twitter is at No Initiative TV, because someone had no initiative. As for stars and wishes, I wrote just one word down for my star, which was Jira. But seeing as that was so popular, I also am going to call out Rhodes's mad science work with all the demons, and also the another entanglement, but demons. Oh, but maybe just extra ghosts. Like that whole thing was very resplendent. As for a wish, I would love to see Wythe betray Avmalia with that information, and then have that be something that comes to a bit of a head between the two of them. That would be spicy. I'm here for it.
Cool. Other things that I have going other than this, as Jesse noted, starting Thursday, January 9th at 7 Central, Jesse, Dan Gaston, Taryn, Tarzan Nosy on Twitter, and Happy Capster Maria will be playing Mothership with me, which is a science fiction horror game. We have a campaign called Be Not Afraid, starting at the time on Variant Rolls, not here on this channel. And it is going to be a scarily good time. Well, I don't know if it's actually going to be scary, but it's going to be spooky. And the way that this game is not necessarily scary, but there is weird stuff that happens. That game may be scary. It depends on what scares you, I guess. advance warning, it is somewhat mature content and will have extensive body horror type things in it. Which is why, as I mentioned earlier, earlier this week, we had our session 0 reviewing safety tools, which we are making extensive use of so that we can enjoy the horror without people getting too far in that. So that is definitely going to be, I'm super looking forward to that. That's going to run for like a month and a half or so, somewhere in there, in the same slot as Project VHS is for those who watch that channel now. But they're going to have their last one coming up next week. Stars and Wishes. So something that I really enjoyed and loved about the game were, honestly, I love that I've got a whole stack of things to talk with each individual player about story elements or projects or whatever that their characters are working on that we can flesh out. I am super happy for all of those. That is just, I mean, that is my jam right there. Wishes, well, other than wanting to see more of that, potential story developments that I personally would like to see, because this is very player driven in terms of what story elements your characters choose to pursue. Y'all design your scores and all that. That said, if as a group, if you chose to lean into the threads about the Path of Exile, Circle of Flame, and Reconciled, I would not be unhappy. I'm just saying. And as noted, that definitely plays in the espionage stuff, because all of those are connected to political elements within the city of Doskvol, and there is political espionage to be done. So,
Tuesday.
Because I know that at least one person here, understandably, is like, but I want to do more spy stuff and less spooky demons and ghosts stuff. And Rand, I feel you. We can have both. Both is good. Anyway, that's all I'm saying.
But at the deep heart of it, it is, let's all escape to the Deathlands and never live in this town again. I'm just saying.
Start a commune.
Yep,
You know,
escape.
there's the whole thing of people wanting stuff from the Deathlands because it gives them power in the city. So, but that's entirely up to y'all. To be fair to Rand, a couple of times we have been ready to run stuff that was outside of the lightning barrier, and everybody just, we love Forda so much, so we had to have Rhodes back to do it.
Honestly, you might have done it today if we hadn't been halfway through a score.
Indeed, if we had finished it up last week.
Yeah.
Because I have an idea of what is waiting.
Mystery
You'll love to
as
hear it.
score was kind of weird.
The what score?
That mystery as score was kind of weird.
Yeah, so if I had a second wish, it would be, I wish I hadn't exactly offered you this exact score, because it turned out not to be what I thought. But we learned something from that to what you're saying now, which is
Definitely a learning experience.
that sort of mystery as heist. It needs more, for me anyway, to be able to run it effectively, more concreteness to it, less abstraction. Like, go here and find this information out.
Yeah. I'm certain you could run a good mystery something with Blades in the Dark. I'm just not sure quite how to do it yet.
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't make it a score at all. I would just make it a series of rolls and like a downtime action and not do a score.
something like that. Yeah,
And sort of
So,
more narrative.
lesson learned, right? Anyway, there is that. So, thanks everybody. We should hopefully be back next week. I plan to be back in the near future. There will be some time in January where I probably take a week off of the game, but it's not going to be next week. So, in the meantime, Happy New Year, my friends, for whatever that means for you individually. And we will catch folks next week.